What is up, everyone? Welcome to the latest installment of the Lowdown Popcast. I am the voice of PCW and the voice of Demons Football and 1/3 of ownership of the hottest wrestling promotion in the Mid-Atlantic, PCW, Elliot Popston. And to my right is the founder of the hottest wrestling promotion in the Mid-Atlantic, owner agent of Flyer Float Travel, where you can book your dream getaway at flyerfloattravel.com. Host of the Shane event, psych, curator of Spirits with Shane. He can sell ice and Eskimo, New York's greatest export, and the 2/3 of ownership of Palmetto Championship Wrestling. New York's greatest export, Shane Tor.
What is going on? This is it, man. We're here.
We are here.
Can you feel it?
I can feel it.
The most exciting week in professional
tonight.
wrestling is not WrestleMania, folks. It is PCW show week. I'm thrilled.
Yeah, we are less than 4 or 5 days away from PCW Super Smash Brawl. But before we get to that, to our left is 7-time fantasy football champion. Far left. Yeah, not my immediate left, but across from Shane. 7-time fantasy football champion, podcast enthusiast, soon to be Kevin Nash's favorite podcaster. Just like his favorite wrestler, he's been known to outwork everyone with his self-proclaimed hottest Funko Pop collection. The third of ownership of Palmetto Championship Wrestling, not your average wrestling mark handbook, Jonathan Winburn.
What are you shaking your head for?
I just swear that gets longer every
it
week.
does seem like it's pretty long.
It's like the timing, man. It's impeccable.
I shorten that up a little bit.
And I'm
and
to your immediate left.
Yeah, joining us tonight is the head trainer of the Palmetto Wrestling Academy.
It's not Palmetto.
It's not Palmetto.
It's Palmetto. Okay.
Palmetto Wrestling Academy.
Palmetto.
Head trainer of the Palmetto Wrestling Academy from Columbia, South Carolina. What streamer party starter? Was that what you?
He's the star maker.
Yeah,
he is the star maker.
Yeah.
Yep.
I do like streamer parties though.
Ladies and gentlemen, get up for Mr. Ethan Case.
Oh, the music. I guess.
Oh, well, we have.
I'm just kidding.
No.
There's no way you have money for nothing loaded on that thing.
That would be sick. Speaking of which, can we talk about the music, man?
Yeah.
When's that coming back?
Money for nothing?
Yeah, it has to. It has to.
What's wrong with music now?
I'm not saying anything's wrong with it. I'm just saying I don't get the same giddiness.
You talking about my singles music or my tag music? Because
No. Whoa, that's on a whole nother level. The tag music, which with Seven Nation Army,
yeah,
is fantastic.
Best of the rest.
There's this band
Oh,
called.
one half best of the rest. Yeah. That one.
Yeah, forgot about Chip. Screw Chip.
I don't forget about Chip.
Hey, Billy.
Chip.
There's
Hooray.
a thing on. We found it on YouTube. It's like Rockin' 1000 or something. They put 1,000 musicians, so it's like 200 vocalists, 200 drummers, 200 guitar players, whatever. They in the stadium they set mics all throughout it and they play songs together.
Whoa.
And that's what we use is the version of that for Seven Nation Army.
I mean, when I hear that, I get chills. I think that's fantastic. A fantastic theme song.
There's Chip.
What? Oh, I was like, he's on.
And the other thing too, man. So here's what kind of happened. Like, Money for Nothing fell on us, and it was all because when Elijah Evans and I started doing stuff on the circuit, like we went to a show. It was a pretty big show, and I gave the promoter our music, and he was like, that's my music. And I was like, oh. And literally that day, when we got in the car, Elijah was like, I want you to hear this song. I think we can use it for interest music.
TV.
Yep. And I was like, deal. And we just started using it immediately. The problem with it is when you start doing bigger stuff and you can't use copyrighted music. So the only thing I knew to do was to get, like, Eddie Ruger's amazing, but Eddie made me a song and it still has the opening riff to Money for Nothing in it. But then of course it's about me, which I just think is really cool. So it's like, that was just kind of like a force out of not being able to use.
Dude, he's super
copyrighted music.
talented.
Yeah. Without a
Eddie
doubt.
Ruger is fantastic.
Without a doubt.
Oh, so
What's your music?
Still working on that.
Sting.
Got a few more days.
Yeah. What you thinking? Lumberjack by Jackal.
Some
How old are you?
Redneck
What do
Woman.
you think I am?
Redneck Woman by Gretchen Wilson.
He just looks at him. How old are you?
I'm just curious.
How do you think I am?
It doesn't matter
32?
how old you are.
33.
33. Okay,
Yeah.
well, we're about the same age. So yeah, like, I just remember my mom and her Dodge Neon blaring Jackal CDs.
I'm more of an
changer.
R&B guy.
Oh yeah.
Gangsta's Paradise.
What
Little
was
Coolio.
I remember my mom.
Break hearts, not tables.
I had a cousin get me a Bone Thugs and Harmony CD when I was like 7.
What a great cousin.
Yeah, it was great. It was a Crossroads.
So,
See you.
well, as many may know, Ethan, I mean, you suffered an unfortunate injury over Title Belt Pro in Charlotte, North Carolina during their first show.
Mhm.
So where are you at with that? How are you feeling? I mean, I will say on the record, you look fantastic, a lot better than you did
Superb.
a few weeks ago.
Yeah. I mean, I have it January 21st, so we're getting close to 3
2
months.
months. Oh my gosh.
And, man, it was rough. Like, I know Morgan gave updates to people and stuff, and Lau gave updates to people, and but I'm so grateful because, like, so many people stopped by even in Charlotte, and it's really weird being stuck in a different city in a hospital. Like, I've never had that happen before, and like, I literally had to, like, relearn how to walk while I was there before they would release me and stuff. So now I've done my initial physical therapy, and now I'm working at a athletic specific physical therapy, and my therapist is amazing. And that's the first thing he told me. He was like, we're going to figure everything out and we're going to get you back in the ring, because he was like, I looked you up before you got here. He's like, I'm going to get you back in the ring. Like, that's my goal. So
Nice. Well, I'm glad to see you doing well, man.
Billy says, 4 of my favorite people, best of the rest, and glad to see you're moving around, Ethan Case.
me too, Billy.
Billy is a huge Ethan Case fan.
Should be.
He's also a big PCW fan.
Should be.
Absolutely.
So I guess tonight, what you don't realize, no offense to Brett Seats, but
He ain't on.
he's not
Where
on.
is he?
No, he ain't listening. He's good.
So there's something that we like to play every show,
Mhm.
and it's this right here.
The 3 best friends that anybody could have. We're the 3 best friends that anyone could have. We're the 3 best friends that anyone can have. And we'll never, ever, 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 ever leave each other.
So I guess you're kind of like our Chow.
God. Wait a minute.
He could be Doug.
Man.
We have a child.
Oh,
yeah,
he's the one in the
Doug.
room.
Yeah, he's Doug.
So, guys,
Chow's
You
Brett.
locked me on a
I mean,
roof.
he was like, what? You were guest number 1, right?
Yeah.
So here we are, episode 40. He just pops in and out,
We just
in and
found him.
out every once in a while. We just
See you guys at 80.
guys,
Y'all have a good night.
I think I messaged y'all. I was messaging Ethan too when I was sitting up here the other night and I decided to watch the first Hangover, and that movie is a classic. Like I don't even think I realized some of the lines that were said in the movie and some of the things in general that were said. It's definitely not a very politically correct movie, but it was amazing. And I just kept sending videos to y'all. I was like, oh my God, it's my favorite scene. Well, I don't even remember what it was. What scene was it that I sent y'all? I sent you the videos. Like, hey guys, it's the best scene.
when Chow was in the trunk.
He popped out butt naked. Jumps on the guy's face like a spider monkey.
I was like, oh no. He goes, great. Our best friend's Doug, face down in a ditch somewhere, getting
Yep.
you know the part. Radio edit. But yeah, I love that movie.
Ooh, where's that button?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the pink one.
That one right there.
Yeah, because it was like, why'd you give us roofies? And he was like, because I knew if I told you, you wouldn't take them.
They should call them Flories.
Like, yeah, it's like there was so many.
Listen, I have a problem with Elliot anyway. Like,
Elliot's
Elliot just makes me laugh. Like the dad jokes and stuff all the time. Like he gets me at PC, like especially on show days. Like I don't know if he knows I'm having a hectic time or if something goes wrong or this and the other. And I'm trying to like put out fires. He just has the best timing of just walking, but the timing of the joke, he can say it as we walk by each other. It just changes everything.
It's all about being punny.
Yeah, man.
It's all about one-liners.
and the moment stuff too. The moment stuff is the funniest.
Yep.
So Ethan, we got PCW Super Smash Brawl, the first show back since December.
Mhm.
So the first PCW show in 4 months under new ownership, which I hope I mean, it's my hope that you are even a fraction as excited as we are.
I wouldn't have drove 3 hours to be here for this.
3 hours.
That's how I feel
Round-
every week.
Round trip.
It's not even round trip.
Oh,
I had to get a Spirit flight to Camden.
it's right down the
Once a
road,
month.
Ethan. It's
But you
right down
made
the
it.
road.
Yeah,
There's an
I
upside.
made it.
You made it early.
Yeah. Hey, look,
Hey, good thing there wasn't a layover. You missed it.
right? Mega bus from Columbia to Camden.
It's right down the road.
Shit. All right, listen. You guys have known Shane for a while.
Okay, here we go.
Uh-huh.
Here we go.
Anytime we were going anywhere, like
it's
we
30
worked
minutes away.
together, we were doing anything, blah, blah, blah. It's just right down the road. 88 minutes later. He's like, oh, our turn's coming up in 15 minutes. And I'm like, Shane. That's how he got me. We're just going right down the road. Gotcha, man. Gotcha.
All the time. He's still that way.
It wasn't
Oh, yeah.
that
Never.
bad.
Oh,
Come
yeah.
on.
Never right down the road. But then if it's like, if he was talking about going to check the bell, he's like, all the way out there.
Oh,
Shut up.
I mean, I gotta walk.
It's like,
What was
it's
he
like
told me? What was he told me earlier? Oh, we were.
Oh, here
He
we
gave
go.
me the tour of his place.
Oh,
and he
I
was
did.
like-
And I said it and I knew it. I was like,
and I was like, oh man, like I wasn't expecting the master bedroom on the bottom floor for some reason. He was like, oh yeah, I am not doing steps all the time. I was like,
no, I said I don't climb stairs.
I don't climb stairs. That's what it was.
It's like, it reminds me of Al in Toy Story 2. All the way to work on a Saturday. And he drives across the
Oh.
street from the hotel to the toy barn.
But aren't you up here more than you are downstairs?
Mm-mm. I'm not. No.
Mm.
Not. You don't live here.
He's gonna put in a bellwaiter.
No. So at my old house, in the second level, we had these laundry chutes that folded down, like out of the wall, and you put your laundry down it, and you closed it, and it fell into the laundry room downstairs.
Have you seen the vacuum systems?
Yeah, hook up to the wall.
Yeah, they put it in your wall. So it runs throughout the walls in your house, but like there's just little slots throughout the house, and you can just put it in there, and it's like a bank teller thing. Like it just sucks your clothes right to the laundry room.
Why didn't we think of that, Chris Chambers?
well, that's why.
Oh yeah. But anyway,
He had to hook up a Hoover. I still got his Hoover from my house that he left.
we don't even need to talk about that guy. But yeah. So we got PCW this weekend. Friday night,
Super Smash Brawl.
Super Smash Brawl.
Saturday.
Saturday night.
You know what I said?
He said
Yeah.
We
Friday.
have
You said Friday.
we haven't ran a Friday night in
Years. Let's not ever do that again.
years.
It's awful
You know what we should do? Let's wait till fall and run Fridays.
to avoid football season.
No, we'll run on football season. Head to head.
Friday night. Every Friday night.
Oh, high school football
They do Friday night lights. We'll do Friday night fights and just head to head them.
and not draw.
Yeah, you're right.
Or we
Oh wait, hold on. What's the football thing you do?
I'm the voice of Louisville Belgian football.
Nice.
So you won't be at the shows on Friday?
Correct.
Ah,
I bet you're
let's
really,
run
I bet you're
Fridays.
really good at that, man. Like legit. I bet you're really good at that.
I've only done one game
Did
so
I
far.
did I ever tell you
Really?
It's homecoming. It's their last game of the season.
Are you calling out plays over the PA too?
Yeah. Tackle made by number 5.
Beautiful.
It was just funny. I'm the voice of Demon football. I did one game.
Well, I mean,
It was just the timing
yeah,
was funny.
I did one game,
But
and I became the voice of Demons football. That's
Jonathan's-
how good
Jonathan's
I am.
ran less shows than Elliot's done football.
It's touche.
True.
did I ever tell you I wanted
I'm
to create a
excited.
tag team in PCW and
I'm
Ethan said no?
No.
There's a lot of things Ethan said no to. I got a list.
What's the one I had Ethan?
Rap and reggae.
So to paraphrase, to not bore you to death. So Ricky and Robert were coming in.
Oh gosh.
Already.
The Hall of Famers. Rock and Roll Express.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
emphasize
don't-
that.
don't
the
just
ring,
ca-
the ring wearing.
Don't just call him Ricky and Robert. Ricky and Robert
Yeah,
come
Rick-
down here.
Yeah, we don't need.
I do that to my mom, and she still to this day loses her mind because she used to dress up like Ricky and Robert to go to house shows on Monday nights in Greenville.
We'll call him Bick and Bob for short.
Well, that's kind of what I was doing. It's kind of what I was doing. So they needed a tag team, like a team to wrestle and work with. I was like, all right. Ethan's like, what you got? So I got it. So you got Ricky and Robert, the Rock and Roll Express. Let's use so and so and name them the Rap and Reggae Express.
Rap and reggae exotic.
And Ethan looked at me. He's like,
No, hold on. What you say what I said,
oh, well, you better say what you
I want to
want.
reiterate.
It's right
this.
here if you need it.
I want to reiterate this.
Oh,
Right.
bro.
Shane was being dead serious.
Oh, I believe it.
And I mean, like, he had everything short of a diagram board ready for me. And he's like, it's brilliant. And I was like, I was expecting like he was going to talk about like maybe a big tag team to bring in, or we were doing something, or blah, blah, blah. And he hit me with that. And I was like, so Shane.
I'm now taking over creative from that moment forward. Okay, whatever. I've had some good ideas though.
You have far more worse ones, but you have had good ideas.
I literally tell everybody. I said
One in a
Ethan-
million.
Ethan, I have a 1 in a million.
Mhm.
When's the last one?
It's been a long
It was
time, Shane.
recent because you mentioned it. That's a good idea, Shane. I just don't remember what it was.
Oh,
Must not have been that good.
it must have been good for Ethan to say it was good. I hope.
Well, look, I'm
I do remember that though. I do remember because Shane was in awe that he had a good idea for a change.
you my whole face
Wait,
lights up.
Ethan said that was a good idea.
Well, I mean,
I don't have it often.
I put a lot of thought into wrestling. It's like I'm very honest about it. Like I refuse to put myself in a situation or any of like our people to look like stupid in the moment.
I think a lot of people
So,
take
like-
that for granted too with you, man. I think I mean, knowing you for as long as I have, and Elliot and now Jonathan, like, you don't say things to make people upset, like intentionally to offend them, or if they take it offensively, that's on them, right?
Mhm.
You just literally tell them how it is. Like, you don't sugarcoat anything,
Yeah, and I mean it's just for
and I respect that.
it's just for progress, man. That's it. Like it's just to get like a positive solution to whatever we're doing. Like if you were to tell me that and I was like, yeah, Shane, that'd be great.
With
And
that
then
face,
that's who faced Rock and Roll Express. Ricky would never forgive me. Ever. Never.
now Ethan.
And then you would get a lot more of those ideas from Shane. Oh, that was a good idea.
No.
Yeah, and it's just kind of one of those things, man. It's like keeping everybody honest and on top of the game. And it's like I that's something that I take in too, man. Like I always have to remember, like, my ideas aren't the end all be all. I have bad ideas all the time. I drove an hour. Like, I'm just kidding. But I mean, like, I need people to keep me honest too. Like, I hate when people are just like, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, to everything you say. Cause like not everything's gonna be a hit. But like, especially like with talent and stuff, man, like we have to all work together across the board to make something special, or it's just gonna be forced,
Well, before we continue and get into PCW Super Smash Brawl, Cheryl says, listen, Elliot, the Fox Den as a whole is a huge Ethan fan. And Billy said, switch screens. Billy, let me know if we're good now or not.
The Fox Den,
Hey, look at them.
I hope they have a sign.
bro. That's gonna be a shirt. I mean, wearing that to the show. But
hey, what'd you curate tonight?
oh, dude, I'm excited because
I am not.
I'm just excited. It's gonna
You were making it
it's-
mighty sneakily over there, might I add. On the floor.
No, he wasn't. He was laying on the floor like all bartenders do in the corner,
in the dark corner.
like whispering what he's putting in it.
No, I didn't. No, y'all are gonna like this. I have full confidence in that I've created a masterpiece.
So this is one of your good ideas.
I think not a 1 in a million, not a 1 in a million, maybe. But when I tell you what it is, the name of it, I created it myself.
Fantastic.
So I got to come up with a name. I'm gonna call it Chocolate Peanut Butter Cup.
Wait, hold on.
You can't say the R word.
But you said
R-E. What?
when I tell you the name of it, you're gonna get it. I haven't thought of it yet. That's literally what you just said.
Yeah.
And then you came up with
I
the
thought
name.
of it. I thought of
But
it.
how it I'm done.
I thought of it. It makes sense. But yeah. So it smells fantastic, right, Jonathan?
I don't think so.
I will not.
But
smell
it
before
was-
we do it.
Oh, you have to do the smell test. That's a thing.
But I could definitely smell the chocolate.
It's chocolate.
why I
peanut
was
butter
like-
cup. And I tell you what's in it. When
Elliot's face.
no, it shouldn't be too bad. It's light.
Listen, next time I come, I'm gonna bring like sifters and we're gonna do
You gotta do the smell test.
we'll have like a little bucket.
Smells like Teen Spirit.
Hello. All right. So here is to
Wait, it's hold on. It smells like no, it's very specific. C4. C4 used to have a protein powder that was cookie dough, and that's exactly what it smells like.
see. It's a good thing, right?
No.
So here is to PCW, the future, Super Smash Brawl, all the talent, family, fans that are going to be coming out this weekend, and to the Palmetto Wrestling Academy, Ethan Case, and its impending revival here soon. Here's to y'all.
That's gross.
Well, I'm glad I waited on that one.
Wait a minute. You see this guy? He still got the full.
That was not good. That was
Now here's the thing too. I don't drink, so like I definitely once
It's
you
not
started going
bad.
into peanut butter chocolate stuff, I was like, what'd you put in it?
A peanut butter whiskey.
That screwball stuff.
It's sheepdog.
Is it kind of like the same
peanut
thing?
butter
though?
whiskey?
Yeah.
With your espresso coffee.
Oh.
Vodka.
All right, so I'll tell you this.
Very spicy.
Yeah, I don't
Here in a minute.
Yeah.
Here in a minute, I'll try. I just want to try the peanut butter whiskey.
Yeah.
Because I've seen everybody talk about it. I just wanted to.
Yeah.
know,
You can
I
taste
wanted
it
to drink
really,
some.
really good in there.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that part.
That thing's
is that
hot.
is that a
There
bad
ain't no-
sign for the
there ain't
show?
no- there ain't
Ethan
no
didn't
science
we
in the
toasted and Ethan didn't
world.
drink it.
That's like an omen.
I'll take the chance.
Oh boy.
Will
So
it make
anyway.
you feel better if I drink that horrible drink?
You really should. That's like the
I
thing
do it
that
every week.
It does.
It's,
He does.
It's never good.
That's
One
not
time, it was like
true. That is such a lie, bro.
Look, there was at least no lie, at least 2 drinks. At least that's better because there's at least 2 that Shane made that was like the texture of throw up.
So I did one
All right, here's to your first wrestling show, man.
as owner.
That's it.
That's what I meant.
So Ethan, is that a 1 in a million?
That's horrible.
Take the button away from him. I don't think
That's
it's,
rough, man.
it's spicy.
Yeah, it is.
Gotta have a mouthful of drink.
Got like immediate heartburn.
Yeah, it's burning still. Billy Fox would
Yeah,
love
it didn't go down very smooth.
No, it's hot.
It still hasn't.
It's hot. Like it's burning a hole in the pit of my stomach. But so Ethan, like you've been with PCW for God,
6 years.
2017.
2017.
So this is going on 6 years. Yeah, no, this is your 6th year. So like, just talk about it, man. Like I'm not afraid. I can take criticism well, and
Oh no, I mean that's
and now where we are now. So let's talk about from the beginning.
So when I first came in, it was one of those like I'd come up and started doing the training and stuff leading into the first show that I came to, and I'll never forget we were in Spring Valley High School, and it's this huge, beautiful basketball stadium. Like it's like,
Was it too big?
It's Coliseum'd all the way up, 80 rows. You know what I'm saying? It's got like 4 different sections.
The track up top.
Yeah, and I mean,
Did we go too big?
100 people maybe.
Come on.
No, seriously. Like, how many people were at that show? It couldn't have been more than 100. Here's what I remember the most. And I remember the first match. And I was like, no, I mean,
that wasn't Ricky and Roberts.
it wasn't.
This was first one.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Abyss
was there. And I remember the first match starting, and I was like, all right, well, here, let's see what we're getting ourselves into. And it was, I don't remember who he was facing, but Kevin Ray was in it. And Kevin Ray walked through the curtain, looking at his feet, got in the ring, looking at his feet. The match started. He looked at his feet. The match ended. He looked at his feet. He got out of the ring and he walked straight to the back and never looked up. And I was like, oh God. Because I mean, there was no like pageantry to it or anything. It was just like he walked out, he did this wrestling thing, didn't interact with anyone. I don't even think he said a word the whole time. And I also remember that was the day that Kevin told Shane that if I was going to be a part of this company, he was going to quit. And Kevin did everything. Kevin did like sound, did a bunch of the other stuff, and like I pulled Kevin to the side, and I remember I was just like, "So why don't you like me, man?" He was like, "What?" I think it took him back. And I was like, "Yeah, Shane told me what you said."
Great.
And and I told him, I was like, "Here's the deal, man. Like I'm taking over the training, this and the other. I understand you don't like me and you don't like my style, blah, 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 because I'm honest with you. But if you give me 6 weeks, I guarantee I'll make you better."
Cool.
He was like, all right.
We see where that led with him.
And, Kevin did great. Like Kevin was doing great in wrestling, but like the big thing that I push is like, with the Palmetto Wrestling Academy, it's more so like we're trying to teach these people how to be good humans that also wrestle. Like wrestling isn't the most important thing that we do. And like, Kevin, I'm pretty sure he has brunch with Bezos. Like I think he helps run Amazon or something crazy. Yeah, like it's insane. Cause I remember like he got moved to Greenville to like look over their whole like logistics operation. So now he travels like, I was trying to get him to come see me when we were in Greenville, and he's like, I'm in Denver, and he's always somewhere, man. But like, he's killing it. He's making a living doing what he loves. And even though it's not wrestling, like we still have that bond from it, so like, see that as a success.
And what's crazy is, man, I remember first starting with wrestling, there was a time where, because you've already said it, Kevin's big in Amazon. There was a time when he was this close from leaving Amazon, this close.
He was still like pulling orders when I started with him.
Yeah.
And like, I'll never forget, like his wife told us, like, she was like, Kevin's just different. Like there's this confidence to him that he's never had. He looks people in the eye. He does his chest up, and he started getting promotions. And it was one of those, I feel like it was like right place, right time, because they started expanding. They started doing Prime. And that's what really got him, was the Prime stuff and the logistics of that. So
I remember whenever he was just having to rearrange the trailers on the yard.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy, right?
Yes, that's right.
And now he's completely over all the logistics.
Now let's talk about the second show.
So wait.
No, let's talk about the second show. No, that's because
wait, is the first show the one with the tables?
Yes.
So Wolf.
Have you heard this?
I have heard this story.
So this was great, and I don't know
because I even joked when we were watching
Redbeard's
Mania,
video.
because all the table or the chairs were red and purple, and I was like, the next thing they're gonna pull out a table with a Finn written on it.
I would have lost my mind.
They got it from Shane.
James Johnson would have been blowing my phone up. See, I told you.
I don't know who's like that. Might have been a Bud idea. So it was a triple threat.
It was James,
Right.
Billy.
Right.
Yeah. I like Billy.
Bates.
Yeah.
Bates.
Billy Bates. Yeah. Like I really like Billy Bates. I remember when we started, he was like, look, man, I ain't a good wrestler, man, but I'll give you everything I got. And I was like, that's all I ask, man. And then I don't think I ever saw him again. He just because he picked up his work picked up or something. He was doing other stuff. So like, yeah, I get it. But
The tables.
The tables. I remember whenever they pulled out the first table and there was a name on it, and I was like, if they go through that, I'm going to lose my mind.
Like in a good way.
No.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Listen, I'm going to tell you this getting into this, okay? Wrestling is so silly. It's the silliest thing on the planet that people take way too seriously. And if they would just have fun and enjoy that it's silly, everybody would love it.
Oh, for sure.
It's also the greatest thing in the world. Pro wrestling.
Yeah.
It's so funny, man, because like you ever find yourself using wrestling terminology in everyday life?
Oh yeah, I call people Marks all the time at work. You Mark. I'm Mark.
No.
Yeah, how'd you know?
You know?
No.
Really? Quit working me, bro.
No, I'll tell you why, though. I think the reason why is because it was used so much when I started that a lot of us don't use it just because it's like silly. You know? But it's different strokes, different folks, man.
So they ended up going through the table and not just so what was it? It was a triple threat match with. Did you see what the tables are made out of?
Plywood.
And we bought the legs separately and screwed them into the bottom of the plywood.
Which, when you count in labor, you should have just bought a table.
Yeah, probably
Time
so.
and labor is just.
Probably,
I was turning the wrong one down.
probably should have.
I was like, wow, this is the moment where I go fully deaf. Great. Now
So you
we're
had-
in the middle of a podcast.
You good now?
Yeah, I'm good.
you had Billy Bates, Kid Riot, and James Johnson,
Mhm.
aka at the time Lone Wolf. The Lone Wolf.
He wasn't in a motorcycle club. He was a motorcycle enthusiast.
And those tables literally said
Where'd you get your tat?
Leavenworth.
We had a whole class
You
about that one.
Meadow Hills Galleria. That's one of my favorite movies too. And the tables literally had spray painted on them. Bates, Riot, Wolf.
Let's hit some comments real
Yeah,
quick.
let's go.
Oh, look at
Sure.
that's for Ethan Case.
Cheryl asks, has anyone tried SoCo pepper?
No, ma'am, nor shall I.
He smelled it, Cheryl, and that's all it took.
I did.
Paul Speck. Hey, thanks for joining the show, Paul. Can't wait till Saturday. Cheryl also says Shane's mic isn't working.
It's okay, Cheryl. It doesn't need to be working.
Loud and clear over here, girl.
Still isn't working.
I don't know. I hear you loud and clear through here, so I don't know.
I
Using the story, lack of a story, great story.
What does that mean?
don't even know.
I
I'm
think he
so
was-
confused.
Not sure. Good evening, gentlemen. Jeremy Murphy from Kershaw County Rec. Good evening, gentlemen. Very excited about this Saturday. Hey, Jeremy, we're excited to
I think,
for everything as well.
am I able to be heard? So I'm just making sure I'm,
I can hear you in my headphones.
Yeah, I don't know what they're not hearing.
but
Sometimes the universe just looks out.
ouch.
Yep.
I can honestly say this is probably the show I'm looking forward to the most in a long time for PCW. I just think a lot's gone into it, like in the local community and
Mhm.
different relationships we built with Jeremy and Shane. I'm stoked, man. I'm excited.
Dante came back. Dante's on, says we'll be in
Uh-oh.
town on Saturday. And about side note, shameless plug, if you haven't paid attention to Dante Carter or haven't heard of him, go check out his comedy.
He's a funny kid, dude.
He's a funny dude for real.
Known
With
him
the
for a
best
long
hair.
time.
Jealous.
Using wrestling terms in regular life, lack of a story, everyone's a mark. Oh, okay. I'm tracking now. But before we continue, guys, we need to say thank you to Steeplechase Sports Bar and Grill as one of our sponsors for Super Smash Brawl. If you haven't checked them out, if you're in the Camden area or traveling to the Camden area, be sure to check them out. 1044 Broad Street, Camden, South Carolina, 29020. Give them a call, 803-310-9111. Amazing food there. And also, if you're in the Richland County or Kershaw County area, contact Exterior Pressure Wash Experts. That's Tony Asaro, 803-669-9179.
He does my house and your house.
Yes. Man, amazing prices, amazing work. Go check them
Even
out.
better person, dude. That guy is amazing.
Exactly. So yeah, go check both of them out. And also, we cannot do any of this without first and foremost, want to thank Day Soul Coffee Lab. Guys, y'all know the deal. We say it every single week. Day Soul Coffee Labs from Birmingham, Alabama. Guys, I consider myself a coffee connoisseur. I absolutely love coffee. And I have found what I believe to be the absolute best coffee out there. With Day Soul Coffee Lab, you can be sure to get coffee that's super smooth and always fresh roasted. Some of the best, if not the best, coffee you'll ever drink. So swing over to the website, daysoulcoffeelab.co, and use promo code LOWDOWN to get 10% off your order. They even have a subscription option where they'll deliver coffee directly to you every month. So guys, it's a no-brainer. If you're going to have coffee, might as well make it great coffee. And recently just reopened up their new location in Helena, Alabama. So if you're in the Alabama area, swing on over there. Tell Bert Lowdown sent you.
Do you have some at the house?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna need you to bring me a cup for my 4-hour ride home.
Oh, well,
Okay, it was 3, then it was 1, then it was 4. Which is it?
come to the house. I'll make you a cup.
Let's go.
But hey, let's PCW Super Smash Brawl this Saturday, April 15th. VIP admission at 6, general admission at 6:30. Bell time is at 7. And
I gotta ask you, what was your reaction? Because we didn't really fill you in on, like, I mean, you're used to doing the graphics yourself, or
No,
having
I love
somebody.
this.
What did
It
you
looks
think?
really good.
You enjoyed it?
Yeah. I mean, I love topical flyers. Like it's brilliant. Like remember we had the end game one and stuff like that. Like
Fantastic.
yeah, it's great. And like even if there wasn't a movie coming out, doing this in general would be great.
I think it I don't know. It makes it relatable.
It looks really cool.
Camden Little Theater has several of these hanging up in their area right next to the Super Mario Brothers movies poster.
That is outstanding.
awesome. And it's
That
so-
is pretty awesome.
And I will say, I mean, what I have realized with this show, y'all, I mean, just looking at tickets, pre-sale tickets were trending really well, but looking at people that have bought tickets, we're hitting a whole new clientele, man. These are all new people, which is fantastic. It tells me that our you're gonna tell us what this is because I drank it. It was fantastic, but we're just reaching a whole new fan base and a whole new area. It's just exciting. It's definitely promising to see the company grow the way it is.
So let's talk about some of these matches, shall we?
Oh yeah.
But first, what's in this cup?
It was so good.
So I got like 5 energy drinks for us to try at some point. But
Perfect.
this one is Alani's Rocket Pop.
Hey, I brought this bag full of energy drinks for this 9 o'clock podcast we're doing.
Let's do it.
Every week.
Helps me
Ethan's
sleep.
got a 5-hour ride home. I'll just get him jacked up with
Okay,
energy drinks.
okay.
Dude, that is really good.
I've
What
come
flavor
to
is it?
like that brand.
Is it Rocket Pop?
Alani,
Rocket Pop.
Mulani.
Alani knew.
Man, energy drinks like completely
Mulani.
revitalized the Rocket Pop business.
And orange drink and orange creamsicle.
Yeah.
I sent y'all the picture in the chat. I had the I think it's Bomb Pop is the flavor, but it was the prime like coconut water.
Yeah, you said it was good.
Fantastic.
Really?
Was that coconut water? I thought it was just an energy.
It's
thought it was
a
like
it's a
Gatorade. So they-
hydration drink, but it's
they-
made with coconut water.
Yeah,
I
they
thought
have-
somebody doesn't like coconut here.
Hang on.
You.
I don't. So they have the energy drink, but then they have the like sports drink, but it has, I think the total thing has like 2 grams of sugar in it. So it's pretty low. But I got it just because it was Bomb Pop. I just wanted to try it. I bought that one and there was some moon flavor that I still haven't tried. I don't know. It's a mystery.
Tastes like cheese.
I don't know.
The moon tastes like cheese.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
I love cheese. So
when I
don't know
think
how it
when I
works.
think coconut
Straight
water.
from the mouth of
But
Buzz
it's
Aldrin.
10%. 10% coconut water.
Oh well, I just remember going to Mexico and having coconut, like there's all the vendors have these fresh coconut water, and it's the whole coconut with the straw in it. I took a sip of that.
Yeah, it's not good.
It was like salt water.
Henry Sugar says, cheers to a great show this weekend, boys. Appreciate it, Henry.
Love you, Henry.
Shugs.
It was absolutely awful. So I don't think I ever want to drink anything with coconut water again. But
So
I
let's
think you'd like it.
let's talk about one of these matches. It's the first match we announced. Chip Day versus Donnie Ray. Now, Chip, second half of the best of the rest, or first half, depending on how you're looking at it. And you,
Which one is it?
Yeah, it was phonetically his name works better first.
Chip Day.
Yep. Works
Yeah,
better
you're right.
phonetically.
And C comes before E, guys. C and D comes before E. You had a big feud with Donnie Ray this past year,
I did.
and
prick.
Look, all right. I'll tell you this. Everything started with Donnie from him messing with me when I was doing announcing. He did one thing to mess with my shorts, and we started a whole feud off of it. It was completely organic. So it was like with Donnie, like Donnie has become probably one of my favorite guys to watch in wrestling. And after what we did together, like I respect that. I respect him. So like, I have a lot of love for Donnie.
Easy to work with.
Yes, without a doubt. Without it, like there's this young generation of guys, like the generation after me, that are so good, and it's led by like Donnie, Chance Riser, Patrick Scott, Mason Miles, you know, those guys. And then there's a generation below them that are killing it too. And it's awesome to see like that after we leave, there's guys that are just going to fill it in and take it over. You know what I mean? Like it's awesome. And then my best friend in the whole wide world, old Chipper Day.
Look at that face.
Who's your best friend in the whole wide world?
Raggy?
Dude.
Man, I love Chip Day.
I started wrestling January 2004. And the first show that my pops ever took me to that was not like our local company was in Rabun County, Georgia. So like right at Tennessee. And I met Chip there. And I've been wrestling maybe 5 or 6 months. And I don't know what, we just ended up sitting next to each other. And like I've been friends with that dude since that day.
He's an extremely likable fella.
Yeah, very.
And
a fantastic professional wrestler.
Yes.
Like fantastic. And I'm not saying that because he's my friend or he's like,
oh no.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Yeah. No, his
I love the shorts that he's got, the gear. I'll never forget, man, like
his match with Drew was
PCW coming up, man. I've always tried to get Chip Day, even before Chip Kicking Day. Somebody was like, I don't think that's what that is. It is at PCW, okay? You know, but like tried to get him in, it just never worked out. Like the licensing issue with the athletic commission.
It took like 3 years to get him.
And then after you came in, that might have taken one of his good
it took
bubbles.
3 years for me to get him here.
Even after you came in.
Do you know why? Do you know what got him to go to come to PCW?
I don't know. Everybody's having a good time.
No. Well, outside of that, the licensing thing is always an issue because the commissions, like, it used to be really difficult to work with.
Right.
And even from like the time I began wrestling, there was like a good 12, 15 years where like it was hard to deal with them. And
to the point where people didn't want to come wrestling.
Yeah, it wasn't worth the hassle. And company out of Charlotte started running Rock Hill. And we had to get it for that because that was our main moneymaker. And I was like, well, now you got that license there, bud.
Yeah.
And he's like, put me down.
Nice.
Yeah. So I mean, it just kind of worked out. And then like our fan base immediately just connected to him. So it's really cool.
Chris Evans says, Ethan. That's and me. Cheryl says, Chip, hooray.
That's mine.
I love that one.
But you know, whatever.
So,
but I mean, I don't know. I think,
guys, let us know who you think is going to win this match in the comments.
I just think, man, looking at the collective pool in PCW, you have a ton of good male, female talent, but man, you have even better people.
Yeah,
because these people in the company, man, are fantastic. Like, just your guys like your Chance Risers, your Patrick Scotts, Donnie, Chip.
Just this is show stealer quality, man. Like, this is going to be hard to top.
Oh yeah,
both these guys are really good.
I'm torn.
I torn. I'm Ethan.
Rip torn. Yeah, got him.
It's very nice. But moving on. You don't have a pick?
No
pick.
I can't pick.
Yeah,
can't pick.
We can't pick. But guys, feel free to place your picks in the chat, and also if you have any questions for us or Ethan, feel free to shoot them over.
I'm not gonna take a pick, but anybody but Donnie.
We're also on that Super Smash Brawl. You will see Mad Dog in action. He will be in action.
Oh man,
some mayhem is coming to Camden.
Mad Dog's one of my favorites.
Bro. I love Mad Dog.
Yeah.
I love his stash.
I'm so glad he's
the videos he puts out. The videos he puts out. The matches that he has. Like, Mad Dog is on a different level, man. Like, I watched him. We were in Greenville last week, and they packed out a couple hundred people and the small little music venue. And his opponent, Jaden Newman, got up on the ropes and they booed him. And then Josh got up and they cheered.
Boo.
Got up and booed. Josh went to go get up, and when he lifted his foot, he stopped, and the place went to cheer, and he put it back down, and they went completely silent. He did that 3 times, and I'm just losing my mind.
Got him.
Yes,
that's it.
Like, no, like The whole place in unison just stopped 3 different times and then blew the roof off the place. It was crazy.
Fantastic.
I mean, for me, he's like our own personal Stone Cold.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want those pit vipers.
They're in my car.
Are they?
Yeah, you want to borrow them?
Yeah.
Show up
I'll rock them on Saturday.
But again,
amazing dude, forgetful with his glasses.
Talking about Joshua, like this is somebody, man, who I've seen for years. Another company in the area, and came to PCW, and man, just always like fought with himself.
Yeah,
just because like he was just struggling, and now to see where he was and to where he's at, it's safe to say he's found himself, and he is on top of his game because he's absolutely fantastic. Can't wait to see what he's got.
And again, another good dude, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Super good guy.
Look at Dante.
You can find more out about
Dante said
about Mad Dog on one of our previous episodes, by the way.
He said you
Shameless
need to
plug.
change your name to Dale.
Dale.
Yeah,
There's the lawsuit.
Dante says Chip and Dale for the W. Cheryl says hoping Chip Day wins, but Donnie will probably pull out his butt just like he has in previous matches. So, also another match. Have we announced this match yet?
I don't know.
well,
throw it up
boy,
there.
do we have a surprise for you.
If we haven't, you will see the only real wrestler, Moody, versus the HNHD, Drew Hood. Drew Hood making his way back to PCW.
Yep.
Moody,
I'm excited for this one, man.
Moody, a recent graduate of Palmetto Wrestling Academy.
Actually, this show will be his 1 year.
Yeah.
Hey.
This match was not announced, by the way.
No, it's announced now. But Moody is one of my favorites. I think I don't know what it is, man. Like,
Kid's good.
here's what catches me. Here, I know what it is.
Straps go up.
It's the reversed Kurt Angle.
Yep.
Straps start down, and then when they go up, all hell's
Lift
about to
off.
break loose.
This is it lift off? Is that what it is?
Yeah, lift off. Yeah.
And I go nuts for that moment every time because it's just, I don't know, it's captivating, and it's like his trademark. So he's a good kid too.
I get mad at how freaking ripped he is.
Yeah. Man, you're like 18, bud.
Yeah. What you taking?
It's just natural at 18, man.
I know. Yeah.
But see, this is one of those matches like I'm really excited about because it's like you could all day bring in guys that have 15, 20 years of experience, and of course they're going to be amazing. But like to give these younger guys this opportunity to not only like be around these guys with experience and learn and like sit under the learning tree with those guys, but they have a chance to go out here and show that they can hang with them too. And Drew's on top of his game right now. He's the best he's ever looked. Way more blonder now than in that picture, but
Yep, for sure.
him and Moody, like they're both hungry dudes and they both want to make it. So it's not like they're just doing this just for fun. You know what I'm saying? They're not just, doing shows because they, their cousins are
side
coming to
hobby.
watch it. Yeah. These guys are trying to make it and they're going to go out there and they're going to bust their tails. So like, I'm really excited about this match.
Yep. I've been following Drew Hood on the socials and stuff, and man, just how much work he's put in. He's leaned up, changed up his gear, changed up his look, traveling a good bit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the guy's killing it for sure. So for those of you who haven't seen Drew Hood, I thought you'll be in my opinion, in for a good treat.
So Moody kind of, you're talking about his shape he's in. He kind of reminds me of a very early Marcus Bagwell, not Buff, but Marcus.
Yeah, Marcus Allen. Yeah,
I just saw him the other day.
Buff.
He just showed up at a show. He wasn't even like supposed to be there.
Mr. Rogers Buff.
No,
He was wearing NWA baseball jersey buff.
but he looks good.
Oh yeah, like,
compared to what
he's doing good, man.
Yeah, he look like,
Bro,
from
I
what
was
I've seen,
nervous.
he looks like he's turned it around.
Yeah, he looks fantastic.
When I was like 10 years old, they promoted him being at like a church in town or something, and we went to it. And I remember he hit like the youth pastor with a guitar for no reason. That was my Buff Bagwell story.
May the Lord be with you.
I'm pretty sure he walked out doing this.
Probably got the guitar from Jarrett.
I can only hope, dude.
Okay,
I love Jeff Jarrett.
let's talk about Jeff Jarrett
All right, let's
because
talk about
Jonathan hates him.
Mm.
He,
I remember when I used to like you,
bro. So we're talking about we talk about Jeff Jarrett. It comes up every week for us because like obviously he's very active now in AEW. You know, everything he's done with NWA and TNA and Global Force and of course WWE, WCW. I mean, he's been everywhere. He's like,
yeah.
Like, I don't get what the heat is on or the issue people have with Jeff Jarrett because I think he's fantastic. He can talk. He can go. He's very smart.
Yeah.
A ring general.
He can work with anyone.
So I never said. Well, first off, I
here
never
we
said.
go.
Hold on.
Here, Elliot,
I
back
never
me up
said he
'cause he's about
wasn't
to-
smart,
He's talking. He's lying.
and I never said that he wasn't talented. I just said I don't like him.
That's fine.
You hate him.
Okay.
And
Yes.
let's not forget that amazing.
But that don't mean he's not a good worker.
Oh, okay, you're
rap is
changing
crap?
the tune. No.
Oh.
That was Wyndham and Kurt Hennig.
Oh well, there
No.
I
No, you can go back and
Not
said that
Wyndham.
before.
It
I-
wasn't Wyndham,
when we
it was,
talked. I didn't
Bobby
say he was a
Duncombe
bad
Jr.
worker.
It was Bobby Duncombe Jr. Yeah.
It was.
Oh,
I don't
Shane's
know.
wrong
I-
again.
Well, for some reason I was thinking Barry Wyndham for some reason.
No, Elliot Popston, you're wrong. Shane's right.
Okay.
Must be something wrong with his medulla oblongata.
All right, so here, real
Mama
quick,
said I could hit him.
real quick on Jeff Jarrett. So here's my thing with Jarrett. I never liked Jeff Jarrett.
That sounds like Jonathan every week.
Like I didn't. Me growing up watching wrestling, it was kind of like there was some of the Attitude Era Jarrett and then WCW Jarrett, and I was just never a fan. And then like I always watched the Wednesday night TNA pay-per-views because that was right
Yeah.
about when I started wrestling. So Jarrett on there, I remembered him from like WCW, so I was just like, I just don't like this guy. And then I accidentally came across this podcast. And I started at episode 1 from the beginning. And like 45 minutes into the first episode, I was like, oh God, I think I might be Jeff Jarrett. No, and what I mean by that is
King of the
like,
Mountain.
when he talks about like, have y'all listened to this podcast?
No, I actually
I've listened to some of it.
It's amazing.
No, but I don't like that comparison.
Well, here's why. So when it comes to like the way he thinks about the business, when he thinks about his branding, when he thinks about making money, he gets into like the backstage stuff of like running TNA and everything, and like it's all stuff that we deal with. And his mindset and his layout is very similar to mine, and it's stuff that I talk about at PWA all the time. So like when I'm watching something and he starts talking about something, I'm like, I wonder how this is going to go, and it's exactly the way I think too. So I over the last like 2 years, I've become a really big Jeff Jarrett fan.
Oh, I loved it.
Ain't he great?
It was yes. Yeah, I wasn't gonna do that. I really fell in love with Jeff Jarrett when I saw that entrance with Ric Flair's last match. And he made that entrance with his My World theme and like and seeing the like borderline nuclear heat he was generating with people. He can just he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And
Oh God, he better, like he's literally done it since he was a teenager. You know what I'm saying? Like when he broke in, like he was straight into his dad's territory. So it was like, he talks a lot about that on the podcast too, and it's really interesting because he talks about he bought his first car with picture money.
wow.
And like to me, picture money is 8x10s because we only really sell 8x10s. He was like, oh no,
Polaroids.
he's like, when we go, no, not even that. He's like, when we'd be going into the town, I would go take a picture with the welcome to whatever town sign we're in, and I would sell 4x6s of it. And he would do that in every town they would go to and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So he was selling 4x6s enough to buy a car, which is insane to me.
Think how many he's moving.
Yeah.
It's just
Babyface Jeff, 16, 17 years old.
I don't know, man.
Hair
Like,
flying in the wind,
and I love like he.
fighting in concession stands. You ever seen the concession brawl? Dude, I'm about to change your life. You're going to be the biggest Jeff Jarrett fan.
Oh, don't-
I don't
Oh,
know
yes,
about
you
that.
are.
Don't worry. And he hates Brock Lesnar too.
Jonathan's gonna come to the show at Super Smash Bros. His hair dyed, flying with a 3-man shoe.
We're going to open the show with
It's
me and
my
him saying,
world.
Maybe with the hair dyed, because I had actually already talked about that, but not with the Fu Manchu.
I swear to God, if you show up, now I'm just picturing that.
Now choke on that, slat nuts.
I'm gonna come to the show like this and then go to the
I was
bathroom
like-
before the show starts and shave and then just walk out
I remember being like
when the show starts.
What happened to your face?
12 years old, and we went to like one of the last Nitros before they shut down.
Mm.
And I had money from doing chores or whatever, and I bought these the yellow sunglasses that he had because I just thought they were cool. And they said slap nuts across the face of us. So I'm like 12 years old walking around with these yellow slap nuts glasses.
Wore them to school.
No, you can't wear glasses to school, man.
It's like doing the DX job toward your
Teacher.
teacher.
Got 2 words for you, teach. Yeah.
See, that's something I would love to get someone who was a teacher in like 96, 97 when wrestling boomed like that. And you got to think they were dealing with NWO, the DX stuff, and South Park all at the same time. Like, what were those teachers dealing with from these kids?
And Austin against the Authority.
Yeah,
there was all kind of stuff.
Think about that whole era, man. Like Austin Powers. You had you had Austin Powers. You had the South Park. You had the Rocko's Modern Life. The Ren and Stimpy.
Dude, you're talking about that stuff, and I'm thinking of stuff I said in class. Do I make you?
Do I make you horny, baby?
Do I make you feel randy?
Poor teachers.
For real. I would love that.
I wish I could remember it. I can't remember it.
I also want a teacher's perspective of what they deal with now.
TikTok.
When did you figure out that you like you could use your voice?
I was young.
Yeah.
That's
all. I mean, that's awesome, man. Like, a lot of people.
I always loved to do impersonations.
And I always think about how many people like have that talent and never go after it. You know, they're just like mechanics.
Yeah. So I remember growing up and hearing people try and like act out or imitate.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I can do that better. So I would just do it.
And see, like mine comes from Saturday Night Live as a kid.
Hi,
dude. I was going to ask you to do my introduction as Harry Carey. Like, he does the best Harry Carey impression.
Well, Will Ferrell doing Harry Carey.
Yeah, well, that's what it is, though.
Yeah. Hi.
It's kind of like Bret Hart. So,
hold on. First of all, he has no idea what you're talking about.
What, Harry Carey? Really? What?
Bro, sorry.
Anyway, so
there's a lot of that on this podcast, too.
Not a lot.
There's a
I don't watch TV.
It's
true.
I get that.
Thank you.
It's Frozen nonstop. Just
lost
in the woods.
Not my choice.
Lost in the woods, man. Dude, hey, listen. All right, people are gonna sit here and act like
fantastic.
They're gonna act like "Lost in the Woods" isn't like the best love ballad of all time, but it is.
I think
I'm very firm on that.
I think the whole first Frozen soundtrack's fantastic. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, the second one is too.
I don't think I've seen it. I haven't told my daughter.
You have seen the second one.
I have
no
not
way.
told
It was
her there's
on
a
just
second.
A minute ago.
What?
Yeah, she was singing "Lost in the Woods." That's the second one.
I don't know what it's from. I just know "Let It Go." There it is.
Oh yeah, and they got the Panic at the Disco covers. Let's go.
What are we doing? Weezer.
Oh, but real quick, the Bret Hart thing. So there's there's a
going?
bunch of us that were around this guy at the time, and it became like he did a Bret Hart impression, but it got to the point where we weren't doing Bret Hart impressions. We were doing Rich Swann doing his Bret Hart impression. And then, like, I watched the tape of Bret Hart. I was like, oh, we don't sound anything like that.
Dante said, solid Waterboy references. The first part of the Bourbon Bowl was filmed at Williams-Brice Stadium in Columbia.
Where was the second part filmed?
I don't believe that.
It wasn't. I looked it up. The stadium looks a lot. It looks similar, but it was not.
Oh, that's really good. Dante, you're a liar.
Wait, great comedy, Dante.
Good joke, bro.
You had us rolling on that one. Hey, Elliot.
No,
Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels.
Who's better?
Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels.
Jonathan, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels.
You can't think on it.
I like both.
Who's better?
Shawn Michaels.
Bret Hart's
Now
not even the best Hart.
Growing up, I would say Bret, but now it's probably Michaels.
It's so funny because I'll never forget. Like, we did this PCW show at Sunny's Sportsplex in Columbia. Ethan,
I love that place.
Yeah,
it was fantastic.
It was Nope to Rope.
Nope to Rope, which that has a great backstory in itself. But so we're setups going on, and the guys, Gerard was talking about, man, and all the guys he was with, all his friends were there. He's like, man, Bret Hart is the best, like not the best, the best wrestler ever. We're all a big fan of Bret Hart. Ethan's like,
I packed everything up and we left.
Ethan goes, hey, hold on, hold that thought. Hey, guys, yelling at everybody setting up the ring. There's 25 or 30 of them. Who's better, Shawn Michaels or Bret Hart? Not even a hesitation. Shawn Michaels in unison.
And here's why.
Ethan looks at him. He's like,
here's why. Because they know if they say Bret Hart, they'll run till I throw up.
So real quick, just to clarify, Dante.
Bret
So
Hart's not even the best Hart.
the movie was not filmed at Williams-Brice, but the flyover shot that they used at the very beginning of the game was Williams-Brice. But that was it. That was like
That's still kind of cool.
only like
Oh, crazy.
I never knew that.
The rest of it was what at
You
East
never-
Louisiana State University.
something.
Remember when Bobby Boucher showed up to halftime and my
They
dogs
filmed-
won the Bourbon Bowl?
They filmed Leatherheads at my high school when I was still in school, and it was because it was like so torn down and raggedy. They needed it to look like it was from like 1935, and that's how they scouted it.
Where'd you go to school?
Travel Dress High School.
TR,
TR.
home of the
Devil Dogs.
Devil Dogs. I was gonna say War Dogs.
The only school in the country allowed to use that.
Now,
Interesting.
Dante, the program was filmed at Williams-Brice. FYI.
Program? Which one's that?
You haven't seen it's so the program came out in about I'd say early to mid 90s football movie. Really good.
Okay. No, I haven't seen it.
It's probably a 4.2.
And then earlier we were talking about Jarrett and Rapids Crap and Kurt. So it was Kurt Hennig, Duncan Jr., and then Barry and Kendall.
Kendall Wyndham.
It was the four of them.
Hey, so I wasn't wrong.
You just weren't right.
I don't think that's how that works.
Semantics.
Oh, okay. Oh, I forgot both of them were in it.
And then somebody, Curly
Oh.
something, came in later.
Curly, Larry, and Mo.
Oh, he just meant the flyover.
Yeah.
Sad face. It's okay,
Backpedaling.
Dante.
Good joke.
Backpedaling. Oh, no, I meant the flyover. I didn't mean to say the whole game. It was just
Curly Bill.
Curly Bill.
The
Who's
Bourbon
that?
Bowl.
Said Curly Bill joined the group later.
I don't know who Curly Beal is.
So the West Texas redneck things is it's kind of like it's funny because for one, Henning was not from West Texas,
He was from Minnesota.
but like West Texas University has this like very big history of like prominent professional wrestlers like in the 70s and 80s coming from that school, like Stan Hansen, Brody, like the Funks, all these guys, like they all went to the same school for some reason, and I'm assuming dropped out to be wrestlers. Like I don't know if they completed or what, but it was like it's crazy that they were all from like kind of the same area and did that, and then went all conquered Japan and all that stuff.
So thinking of all the things in pro wrestling, I mean, as long as we've been fans, and wrestling was around way before that. What do y'all?
And obviously wrestling was around way before that.
Oh man, back
Yeah,
in the
Abe
day.
Lincoln was a wrestler, man.
Okay, I quit.
I'm gonna say Bruno San Martino.
So
I like watching Bruno stuff. I don't know. But so my question would be like, what comes to mind as something you've seen succeed in wrestling where it shouldn't have, or like nobody would have foresaw it succeeding the way it did?
Sami Zayn. Sami's amazing, always has been.
So good.
But you can't tell me that before they did the bloodline thing that he'd be main eventing a pay-per-view in his hometown and they'd build it around him. There's no way. He was just kind of there. He was having good matches. Like the thing, I always love when guys are like, oh, they bring in such and such and they ruin this, they ruin this. Johnny Knoxville and Sami Zayn was probably one of the match of the year candidates.
Bro,
Like
that was,
it was so good. It was
fantastic.
entertaining. And
The
it was
Mania
one of
match.
those things like he could have easily walked in and be like, I don't want to do this. But no, he embraced it and he made the best of it. And it was really, really good. So like it's kind of stuff like that. You don't know where it's going to turn. And I remember, I think I was at my mom's and SmackDown was just on or something. And that's how that was the first time I saw Sammy in the Bloodline. And I watched him interact and I was like, this is amazing. I honestly thought it would carry on longer, but it was really good. So it's kind of stuff like that. Like you don't know what's going to organically catch on. Like you can write everything, you can plan everything, but like it's not going to go to plan.
So you equate it with like Daniel Bryan,
Yeah.
Yes Movement stuff.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And then Kofi Mania was fantastic.
But that was all stuff that like caught on instead of, I feel like it was just like that was the plan.
The other thought is like even Roman's run right now is absolutely fantastic. But was it originally going to go this long?
I don't know that they anticipated him being this
So
over
good.
as a heel.
He's so good, and that's what everybody was always saying is that like they were pleading to turn Roman heel, like begging for it.
He's outstanding.
He is.
You believe
on a whole
I
nother
believe
level.
every word he says. There's never a moment when he talks and I'm like, oh, this was like he's
But babyface Roman, I couldn't buy into the
Suffering
promo.
succotash.
Man,
and I always remember like when the Shield came out and stuff, it was like they're going to do this, and then Rollins and Ambrose are going to break out, and Roman's going to get left behind. And that's not what happened.
Burn it.
Dude, the whole blood, dude.
The Shield. Let's back up. The Shield has completely succeeded in professional wrestling.
Oh yeah,
I mean that's
I think it was just one of those things like when they came out, Roman was the one they thought wouldn't.
Yep.
And he smashed it. And I think it was kind of one of those things like
Or
it's so
Superman
funny
person.
because when he was like super babyface and on the like he was getting all the lashback and everything, but now that he is like pushing heel, people love him.
dude,
And it's
they
just
love
because
to hate
it's just
him.
because of the believability. It's
acknowledge me.
yeah. It's not like
Ooh.
it's like he's not putting on an act. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just being him. And on top of that, like the Usos are like my favorite tag team of all time. Like they are so good. And they're amazing. Like
Main event Jay.
I said that last week. I thought they should probably go down as the best tag team.
have you ever seen them live?
Yeah.
It's different, man. There's just something like
They're crisp.
there was a SmackDown that we went to, and this was a long time ago because
22 super kicks.
my middle daughter was really little, and the Usos and the Bar were the dark match before the taping.
That's another team I used to
And it was
enjoy.
It was 15 minutes. It was so good, dude. It was so good. And
We-
it was never aired.
The whole we don't set the bar, we are the bar.
Yeah.
What was it?
Claudio and
Two other guys.
Sheamus.
We talked last week. I was just saying that they went from painting their face. I mean, they completely reinvented themselves with the bloodline. I mean, they went from
They turned heel for like a week.
fan favorite,
Yeah.
And that was
then
it.
completely changed. They did the day one stuff, and that was good. I mean, that got over. And then when the bloodline started, I mean, they just completely.
How about
So when they did the face painting thing, it's kind of like that was like what they were given. And it's like,
But it
okay,
worked.
you
I
gotta
mean,
be
but
you
they
guys are
they
Samoans, so paint your face and here we go.
elevated it though.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that
And they
they
did the best
definitely
with it.
succeeded.
And then when they got to become the Usos, they started wearing like the joggers and the kicks instead of like wrestling gear, right? Then they were just having killer matches and everybody's talking about them. So now you see the progression from, oh, this character, oh, these guys are having great matches. Now they're talking. And me, as someone who writes a wrestling show all the time, multiple wrestling shows all the time, I watched that pay-per-view and I had no clue what was going to happen. And that's the first time that's happened for me in a long time in wrestling.
Talking about the Usos and Zayn and
With Zayn and Roman, I had no clue what was going to happen.
oh yeah.
Because so the thing that there's always one moment in wrestling that makes you question everything. And I remember mine. Mine was the night that Chris Jericho beat Triple H for the title on Raw. And they did this big setup with Earl Hebner. They had this whole big bit. And Jericho beat him. And it was like the opening match. Well, but they went like 20 minutes and that's not supposed to happen. And then by the end of the night, Triple H bullied Earl Hebner into reversing decision to get the title back, and then it set up for their actual match at the pay-per-view. And I was like, man, you never know what you're gonna miss, because I remember like going back to school and like talking about it with my buddies that like wrestling or whatever, and somebody was like, oh well, like I didn't get to watch it. And it's like, wow, you really can't miss a show. And I think that's what draws people in, like as lifetime fans for wrestling, because whether they complain about it or not, you never know what's actually going to happen.
I think that's one of the things I enjoy so much about AEW
Mhm.
is that they'll start hot, and you very well could see a title change
Yeah.
very first match.
Mhm.
And
You can't. They've literally set it up where you cannot watch anything other than AEW at 8:00 when it comes on, because that first match is gonna be. There was a Rampage. What does that come on Fridays?
Fridays at 10.
And it was I remember this. It was the week I got hurt. Hangman and Yuta opened the show. No entrances, 15 minutes. And it was so good. So good.
Shane wouldn't know. He don't watch Rampage.
I don't either.
It's not live.
Yep.
Okay.
Neither
Neither are movies.
Yeah, Jonathan, nice try.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
Still watch
Seinfeld.
this.
another
My moment, it wasn't as big of a moment as Jericho Triple H, but I remember, because I've been a wrestling fan since I was like 1 or 2. I got pictures of me with like wrestling sheets on my bed as a kid. Was a 1, 2, 3 kid beating the Razor.
The roll up.
It was quick. You just didn't expect it, but it was just like one of those things where, like, when I watched it, I was like,
Shot him to the moon.
Where are you from?
Here.
Really? I had
Hartsville.
no idea what WWF was until I was like almost in middle school.
So we had my uncle, big wrestling fan. I think he did like wrestling, kind of on the side at some point, because there's pictures like I mean, like this is probably like 70s. Huge wrestling fan. So when I was a kid, anytime I was over at his house, he had it on TV. I would pitch a fit. Like I just would fuss, and he was. I mean, that was like his passion was wrestling. But he had a, like was it LJN like 14-inch Hulk Hogan figure that was all rubber that I would play with anytime I was over there. That was the only thing I wanted to play with. So one day I was over, wrestling was on it. I started pitching a fit, but Hogan was doing an interview, so he went and got the figure and like held it up to the TV. And as a kid, I guess I just made the connection, and it was like immediate. He said I stopped crying, and I was hooked ever since. But he would always, like, I would always watch Nitro or WCW, but he would always record WWE stuff, WWF. So I always watched both. I mean, I had the local video store. Anytime I would go over there, they had it was nothing but wrestling.
Yeah. Local video store.
And so I would go there and rent WWE stuff. I mean, whatever I could, all the time.
That was the thing. I remember there was a good part where it was on like, because TNT to USA or whatever Raw would be on, and it would be 8 to 10 for Nitro. So you'd watch 8 to 9 on Nitro, and then Raw would come on and watch 9 to 11. But at 10 o'clock, they would immediately show a replay of Nitro. So once Raw went off, you had the last hour of Nitro. Yeah.
Switching gears real quick, getting back to PCW Super Smash Brawl.
Oh yeah, we have a show Saturday.
Yeah. Soda City champ Rudy J will be in action. He is now over 150 days.
So I'm assuming you saw the photo shoot.
Oh, did I? Yes, I saw the photo shoot.
So outrageous.
I saw him having dinner with the Soda City Championship belt. I saw him shooting pool with the Soda.
I saw flowers.
So you saw flowers. I'm gonna tell you what my wife said. She popped up that picture and she goes, "Should really cut the grass."
That grass looks uneven.
It's uneven.
You did everything but do the Shawn Michaels pose with the belt.
I know.
Rudy, don't do that. Ever.
But that's someone who, over the past several months in PCW, was face, turn heel, and he gets heat like no other.
He did the crowd force that? No. I don't know if I think that must have been Lexington's show. They're just there watching, and I don't remember how it went down, but I just remember the crowd just letting them have it. Letting them have it. They wanted to see that turn.
Yeah, and the thing with Rudy, man, is like with everybody that's come through the school, he's probably the most creative wrestler. Like he's really in touch. Like he knows who he is. He knows what like his character can do, and this and the other. But like he hasn't even had the chance to really show that on shows yet. But like there's been so many practice matches at the school where it's just like, other students as the fans, and I send it out to people. I'm like, you got to see how creative this dude is. Like, check this out. And I've done that a lot. So like Rudy has a bright future, man. Like he's really good.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of how he Twitch live streams his entrance in his match and stuff.
Yeah, he's smart, man.
Yeah,
he's got it figured out.
But also don't have the graphic, but Heat Seekers will be in action.
Well, don't have that, guys. They'll be here.
But yeah, so we got some.
You have one goal. You just got to make time to have a conversation with Elliot Russell.
So I agree, because I was really disappointed that the other last PCW show in Camden, Clash in Camden, I was supposed to be at the show, and I got COVID that week. It really screwed up plans, but Elliot was live streaming the podcast before the show.
Oh yeah, it was fun.
And
got to talk to Matt.
I told Elliot afterwards, Heat Seekers. I was like, I wish I was there. I was like, they were a good guest on the podcast.
Sigmund's gonna kill me. He has a really good podcast.
Yep.
Elliot was telling us about it.
Wrestling with the mind.
Wrestling with the mind. That's it. And it's a lot of like just the guys that he's around and everything, and then talking about like
mental health
and everything, man, and how important it is to keep yourself in check. And Sigma is another one of those guys that I've known almost 20 years. I've known Elliot probably 12 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like they're hard workers, but like
Elliot Russell.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
From
Elliot
the Heat
Russell.
Seekers, just in case you're wondering.
But They always bring the show, man.
Absolutely.
Like I have seen people ready to wait for them outside, and it gets rowdy. So,
Well, I'm coming to Camden. We know all these people are in Camden.
Brett C says, "Yo, Chow is in his house. Welcome, Chow.
Ciao.
Don't go back and listen to the first part of the show.
Yeah.
yep.
Unless you want to.
I love Brett Seats, man. He's a good dude too.
Clash in Camden. I had a 1 in a million idea there. Were you there? You were there, right?
Yeah, I announced.
Well, you're not always
We
there.
just had this conversation.
Literally just said that he hosted the podcast before the show.
Oh, well.
Shane was too busy. Like,
I was
can I
thinking,
drive this golf cart to the ring?
yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
bad boys.
I don't-
That was so funny, man.
I don't think I could take credit for the idea. I think it was actually your idea, Ethan. That golf cart.
Hey, you're a big cop. You think you can
But
big
the
up-
music was mine. I'm taking credit for that. And it was awesome.
All I remember is I was at home and I saw the video afterwards, and I thought for sure Shane was about to take down the whole curtain on the way to the back.
I almost did. It hit.
I had to catch it.
Oh,
I
so you
was-
were there.
Yeah, I was behind the curtain. I
Oh,
caught
you
it.
were there. Good. I have a whole set of pictures. I can't remember.
That was a fun
I can't
show.
remember who took them. It might have been like Chance or Patrick or somebody, but they kept taking pictures throughout the night of the golf cart because every time they walked by, there were different people on it sitting in the back. And they just sent me like it was like 12 or 13 pictures. It's just a constant rotation of people sitting on this golf cart.
You know, they had
Please golf cart in the
to get lugged from one side all the way to the concessions and back.
Bro, it was so funny. So like watching on video is even funnier to me because that cop was a giant.
Oh yeah,
He must have been 6'7".
but yeah. You rode a wheelie to the ring.
I practically did. And I remember him getting off the cart and the whole thing just lifted off the ground. Whore.
Whore of a golf cart. That's what Brett C said. Where of a golf cart? He's like, no, I meant whore of a golf cart.
Yeah, I just remember the weightlifting.
Because
off
everybody was getting a ride.
that. I get it. That's very cute, Brett.
I didn't put that together. That's good. See, you were there.
I was there.
That was that was a fun show.
Speaking of that thing with the golf cart too, Ryan Adler is a gem. Like
I can't say enough good things about Ryan Adler.
he's so
As a person, as a talent, just talking to him, man, he can go like, bro, he sold that.
yeah.
Getting thrown. I mean, he made it look like that cop literally threw him into the back of that golf cart. I'm pretty sure he kind of did.
He's
but
probably like the best,
Announcer?
like old.
ring announcer.
He's like the best, like closest thing like our generation will have to like an old school like manager that actually like is in for like
It's like Jimmy Hart without the.
A cornet.
yeah, like a combination like of and of course he has his own style with it too, but he gets that kind of like that kind of heat and reaction from a crowd. Like what caused that?
Can we just not? Elliot's pointing at him. So
Like on the naughty list?
yeah, that's definitely him.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I think I don't know.
Like
Ryan's
like
jackets, his jackets
Yeah.
are like a trend setting. But then he does that little dance.
Mm-hmm.
I just,
Oh,
just
yeah.
that dance.
Like skipping to the
Oh,
side.
I hate I love it.
And
But I'm
he-
like, God, that makes me hate him.
Yeah.
Dude, the
The
show where
hands
he
up.
was Freddie Mercury
Yep.
was outstanding. And like the best part is I was like, how many of those jackets do you have? And he's like the exact same amount of pairs of trunks that Drew has because they all match up a set of his trunks.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So he's got one of the jackets he has. I always make it a point to tell him Beth Phoenix wore it better.
I have no doubts. Which one?
It's the goldish, pinkish one.
That she wore on like commentary?
Yep.
I was talking about.
Yep.
So Ethan, I want to get your opinion on something.
Tell me.
Completely off topic.
Love Jeff Jarrett.
Yes, absolutely. Do you like Brock Lesnar?
Yeah.
I gotta keep feeding it. When he's on the screen, your eyes are glued to the screen because you're excited to what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love that.
Because you never, again, it's the thing. You don't like when he faced Lashley at Mania, you don't know if it's going to go 40 seconds or 40 minutes. You never know.
How about when he beat Taker?
Yeah.
Great moment,
How
right?
about when he lost to Goldberg?
I beg to differ. You know exactly what Brock's gonna do when he goes to the ring.
Why?
Yeah,
Because it's always the same.
I
He puts himself in every
Yeah,
match.
it's eat, sleep, conquer, repeat. We know.
He puts himself in a match.
Yeah.
Come on.
Listen, that dude stood in the middle of a Bud Light logo and said he was going to drink Coors Light. Ain't nobody messing with him.
He's a bad
Nobody.
dude, bro.
But see, here's the
He
thing,
needs
too, man.
money.
I really like Lesnar. Like now, where he's like kind of goofy, and he's like, you can tell he's really enjoying himself.
Not
Like,
so much anymore.
You must not have watched Raw last
lumberjack-
week.
No, I didn't.
That's
Well,
over.
Turn on Cody?
Huh?
You turn on Cody?
I-
He wasn't goofy then.
He's
went
not
back to-
goofy no more.
Went back to old Brock.
Nah, I won't last. But like watching him, like you can tell that he's just having fun.
Yeah.
And that's game changer for me. So
That's good. Wasn't expecting that color. It's green.
Like white grape.
No, I'm not a great fan. So
now I'll say this too. I don't watch a lot of wrestling. And here's why. Especially when the school's going. You got to think I'm teaching 4 nights a week.
Sure.
I'm around wrestling 4 nights a week for 4 to 6
At
hours.
least.
For 4 to 6 hours. And then I have shows on the weekends. I'm doing this and the other. And then like not just that, but my classes are at night. So it's like finding the replay if it hasn't been ruined already.
Yeah.
And kind of doing stuff like that. So I don't watch like a ton of wrestling. I'll watch the pay-per-views because I really like watching them like with the students and stuff. And
And your friends.
yeah, and I have a lot of friends on TV like that are ridiculously talented. So being able to do that and support them, I definitely do that. But the biggest thing I show the students when we watch these pay-per-views and stuff is like never lose sight of being a fan. And that wasn't always a thing. Like I was always told like, you always hear like, don't take pictures with guys. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Well, trust me, I'm telling you, as 19 years in this and the amount of concussions that I've had, take pictures because you're not going to remember everything. You know what I mean? So like all that kind of foreshadowing and all that stuff. But like, I don't want them, like when we watch wrestling together as a group, it's a party. Everybody's reacting. We're having a good time, blah, blah, blah. So like, if you lose sight of that, that's when you start getting bitter.
Yeah.
So like I can watch it when it's on and this and the other. Like I don't go out of my way to like, find a replay of something or like if it just happens to be on, I'll watch it kind of deal. But outside of that, I don't really watch a lot of wrestling.
Catching up on some comments real quick. Billy says, hell of a pop with a golf cart. Brett Seats, agrees that Ryan Adler does remind him a lot of Jimmy Hart.
Before that, Brett Seat said, takes a bow.
Takes a bow.
Prove it.
Huh?
Prove it. How do you know
Add
which
the-
one he meant?
Add the EL, so it'll be bowel.
Takes a bow. Enjoy it, boys. Seats out.
Dante says Ethan's ponytail buried Brock's.
There was a point, like right after I got my haircut, and when Brock came back and he was putting his hair in his ponytail, one of the students had a side-by-side they put up on the big screen at PCW during setup, and it would just be pictures, and then after that, it was pictures of Brock Lesnar's, but quotes from me from class on the bottom of it. And he just rolled it for like an hour.
Brett also says Brock was goofy until the turn.
He's got the adrenaline in his soul.
Something, Cody Rhodes.
It's the best.
Brett says
Another one I love.
I don't get on social media on Monday or Friday night, so I can watch Raw and SmackDown on Hulu on the next days because he doesn't have cable. So he does that so it's spoiler free. And also says, how about a curtsy then, Ethan?
my
Takes a
favorite.
curtsy.
Real quick, Brett, I need to know who's in Brett's profile picture with him.
His daughter.
Well, just answer the question,
Uh,
Brett.
I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm gonna say who I think it is, but the screen's kind of far away, and my vision's not like those. So,
Something.
hey, I'll tell you something.
While we're waiting, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go
I was gonna say while we're waiting on Brett to respond, what was your honest opinion of the ending tonight to a Mania?
Oh, this is a good
Roman
one.
and Cody.
I loved it.
Thank you.
Money's in the chase, man.
Whoa, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, it is.
We know you.
I think I actually
we know
quote
you
Ethan every
always
time I
quote
say it.
Ethan Case.
I do. I was like, Ethan. You know what Ethan taught me?
Shane had a lot of time in a box truck with me at one point in time.
Oh,
It's a lot. Like, I mean, no, it's all about.
we don't talk about the
Yeah.
box truck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a good time.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it uses batteries, don't buy it. That was our.
No. So Ethan had a motto: if it takes batteries or takes electricity, you're effed.
Look at this drone we got. Wait a second.
It's got batteries, Ethan.
Yep.
Oh, you know what else? Oh, I'll never forget this. We had to get hotels a good bit.
Uh-huh.
You know, we were out of town or further away, and we were watching Raw, and I was excited because that was the night Paige was returning, and she made the return. And Ethan's like, "Oh, great, Shane! You kind of knew it was happening. No fun. I had the volume on 27, and Ethan goes, Shane, stop. Like
It'll drive me insane.
He was freaking out.
Bro, my ADHD knows no bounds.
Do not ever have the volume on an odd number.
I agree. I'm in that same boat.
He was tweaking.
The only time it can be on an odd number is if it's on 5.
Well, really?
Yeah.
What?
So here's the thing.
Now that's effing weird. What?
The problem is
On 7.
if I watch like the volume in the car get turned to like 13, I feel like I can hear it. I can hear that it's on 13. I know that's ridiculous.
You need to
but
be
that's the way my brain
institutional.
works, man. Like concussions, man. Like no joke. Like it's a thing that really bothers. You know what else bothers me right now? Drive-throughs. I can talk on a microphone in front of thousands of people and not have a problem ever. But ordering in a drive-through gives me such anxiety.
That's because they can't hear. Did you say?
I think what it is as soon as I say something, they go, "That it?" And it made like my organs try to flip out of my body.
It's like, listen, I got a mobile order. TX34.
That is convenient.
Yeah.
That's really good for like
That's
people with
McDonald's,
social
right?
anxiety and stuff, man. Yeah, like anything. Like I think that's why like food
Sure.
sharing stuff and all that's like really big is like because people don't want to go and deal with other people.
This guy right here.
Welcome to the show, Zach Zemas Burton. He says Brock versus Cody is going to be fun. I hope. Fingers crossed. Brett Seat says he's a game chasing content creator that I follow.
Not his daughter.
I
said his daughter.
I honestly from here thought it
Riff.
was Anthony Green.
Ah,
I can see
I
that.
think it's the stash in the fanny pack. I just assumed it was Anthony Green.
yeah, he's
Shout
got
out to my
another
man.
guy I
guy's
love.
that guy's got short hair.
Does he? See, I can't see that from here because he's got something right behind him. So I assumed it was in ponytail.
In case you're just not joining us, we are talking about this week's upcoming Palmetto Championship Wrestling show right here on the PCW pre-show push with head trainer of the Palmetto Wrestling Academy, Ethan Case. PCW Super Smash Brawl this Saturday, April 15th at bell times at 7. VIP is at 6. General admission at 6:30. We went through the card earlier with some of the card. Chip Day versus Donnie Ray. Mad Dog will be in action. Also, Moody versus DH&HD Drew Hood. And Rudy J, your PCW Soda City champion, will also be in action. And much more that evening as well. And we're just discussing some.
And the Heat Seekers will be there.
And also, the Heat Seekers will be in action as well. They will be there.
So, John, do you really not like Jeff Jarrett?
I really don't.
See, here we go.
But again,
Yeah, defend it.
I am going to defend it. I don't like him because he's a good heel. I think that's why. But I've never liked him. I didn't like him when he was Double J.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like him when he went to WCW. I didn't like him in TNA.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like him now.
Yeah,
but it's a love to hate him kind of thing.
Okay, I think
that's not a bad thing.
Everything. This is my favorite thing.
That's why I said it earlier. I said when I wasn't saying he wasn't talented. There's a reason why I don't like him. But he's a good heel.
Oh, yeah, you're still sitting in the chair. Say Jeff Jarrett's not talented. I'm gonna knock you out of the chair. And you can't hit me back because I'm injured. So
We'll see.
Let's get your opinion on something.
Yeah.
Let's talk WWE and Endeavor. What do you think of that? What do you think of that whole
the
WWE?
cell thing,
Yeah.
doesn't affect me.
Whatever. Well, you have an opinion on
I'm
it.
hoping my friends make a lot of money off of it.
I think.
I mean, a
people
lot
are
of
doing
money.
it. Nice. Good timing.
Very
Thanks. I'm getting good at that.
That's his
Favorite
favorite button.
one of them's.
Don't let him hit the green one.
good. We're the three
What's the
best.
Oh, is that what it is? I don't know. I was just.
Could you imagine? I go, what up? We're the three.
So what? I mean, what do you think that leads to, man? Like for real, like.
You think it's good for business?
That's what's best for business.
Yeah, because everybody's making money. I mean, and that's
There
kind
is
of
gonna
what
be
we
a lot
forget
of
about
money.
is like, these guys that are on TV and this, that, and the other, like there's a lot of times when I watch wrestling, I forget that like these guys are at work. I watch hockey and like halfway through the game, I'm like, God, these guys are at work right now. I forget about that. Like because you watch it as enjoyment, but these guys are working. So
yeah, I love hockey.
I do too. I just got into hockey like in the last 2 years, and
Who's
I
your
really
team?
enjoy it. Tampa Bay.
Mine too.
Yeah,
The
thanks.
Lightning.
And I literally started watching them because of Mason Miles. Mason's so enthusiastic about the Lightning that it got me into the Lightning.
He loves sports.
Which
He's a Bucks fan too.
is
Poor guy.
hilarious to cheer a hockey team from Tampa.
Because it's warm.
Well, they've won the Stanley Cup.
Yeah,
How many?
it's
What?
Never snowed. I don't think in Tampa. Like
Never.
maybe once.
They have a lot of Europeans on their team.
But yeah, so like the thing with Endeavor, is that right? Is it UFC? Is it kind of like
Endeavor owns
are
UFC.
they like umbrellaed
Yeah.
under both? I saw people posting stuff and it's like, oh, they're going to do this and they're going to cross it over and this and the other. They're not going to do that because they don't want. They're two separate things. So like, when you cross them over, what happens is you end up having one set base of fans, or you can have two separate bases that generate their own revenue. So like, I don't think they'll do any crossover stuff or anything like that, but I think that it will get more eyes on it. I don't know what their plans are. Like, are they staying on Peacock? Is that like a thing, or is it like
Nobody really knows, really. I mean, you can speculate all day long, right? But
Dude, my British friend.
The UFC has a lot of stuff with ESPN.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it's gonna be nuts.
I mean that's huge though.
I think
that's
I'm
a really
looking.
big deal.
I'm interested in like the TV stuff coming up. You got both deals coming up with Fox and NBC.
See, I know nothing about this stuff, so fill me in. So like NBC. So like, what do they run on NBC?
Is that
Well,
NBC Universal?
NBC owns USA.
Oh, okay. I
So
didn't know that.
Raw and Peacock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Raw and Peacock,
Okay.
and then you got Fox with SmackDown.
SmackDown, right?
Both TV rights deals coming up.
And NXT, right? Don't they do NXT on Fox?
USA.
It's on USA.
Yep.
Okay.
And I mean, you got both these TV right deals coming up, and then you have, of course, the imminent acquisition of WWE assets. It's gonna be formed into a. They're gonna keep the names. Let's get out that way. People are like, "Oh my God, they're changing the name." They can't. There's no way they're gonna change.
switch to wrestling and fighting.
Yeah, like people.
WFC Wrestling Fighting Club.
People are people are freaking out because like they think they're going to change the name of the company. It's not going to happen, but they're going to be under an umbrella company of Endeavor. I guess it's crazy. It's very complicated. But you have Ari Emanuel from Endeavor will be the CEO of the new company. That will be
For the umbrella.
Which I read today, Vince McMahon will no longer have majority power when it comes to his voting and everything.
So that could be a game changer.
See, I got to get back to the tracks.
So you got Art.
Mercy.
What's his name? Ari Emanuel, right?
Yep.
Ari Emanuel will be the CEO.
Okay.
Vince McMahon will be the executive chairman, and Nick Khan will be the president of WWE.
Correct. Dana White's still president of UFC.
So it's like, I don't know. I don't know what to
Is he
expect.
the president of UFC?
Dana White.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
Oh,
So it's just interesting.
I thought it was
Power
so
slap.
for the longest time, I thought that
He owned it.
he owned it, and I didn't learn that until like probably a couple years ago.
I didn't know that. I
Recently,
didn't
like-
learn that till recently.
And-
I thought he was the president, but he was still owner.
And that was the slap fight thing still under,
Dana White.
It's Dana White.
but it's not under UFC.
I think it's his own
Have
entity.
you watched it?
I have.
I can't.
Oh,
I watched.
absolutely
I see the stuff on YouTube, and I'm like, bro, if somebody hit me like that, bro.
have.
Well, I probably knocked out.
Open hand like that is what busted my eardrum. I got palmed right in the ear. And watching those dudes take like
See, I don't think you can hit in the ear in that
But it
show.
happens.
No,
though.
you have to hit like right there.
they get fouled out. I mean, like if you get
Yeah.
hit in the ear though, and,
You're done.
and they foul out, then
Yeah.
like you're still, you
You're
know what I'm
deaf.
saying? But like,
You still can't hear.
You're deaf and you lost. So
But they also have to tuck earplugs or cotton
Mhm.
bugs in their ears too.
Well, God, I don't want them
to try-
hitting it further.
to try and prevent that.
But like, it's kind of one of those things, man. It's like, how do you not get concussions from that? Because I mean, literally,
they hit hard, dude.
have you ever seen like a representation of the brain when a concussion happens?
No.
So there's fluid around your brain, and essentially what happens is the impact causes you to go like. So say you're in a car wreck and you're going forward. You tell it.
It's like shaking an egg.
Yeah. So like when you hit this way, your head goes this way, which means all of the fluid goes backwards, and your brain just smacks your skull.
Ugh.
It bruises,
Bruce.
and it's the worst feeling ever.
Mm.
Like I remember the closest thing I can put it to is like when you play like a video game like Call
Pong?
of Duty or something like that,
Oh.
and there's like you use flashbangs, and the way the screen goes, except it's your eyes that do that. Like it's horrifying. And then there's like 3 weeks afterwards. It's horrible too. So
catch up some comments real quick.
yeah, let's do it.
Dante says, I know this isn't related to the show, but it kind of is. Please tell me you guys have listened to Jack Black's Peaches song.
It kind of is. It's pop culture. No,
I love Jack Black.
but Jack Black is
Well, he does-
Amazing as Bowser.
well, so that's what the video is
seen
about.
Bowser.
That's what the video is
He is
about. It's like a
Bowser.
2-minute long music video, and it's Jack Black at the whole thing's animated. He's
Yes.
playing Bowser, and he's at the piano, and he's singing Peaches.
Oh, that's the song. Okay.
Peaches, Peaches, Peaches.
Yes.
so.
I have heard that because I watch Mario.
Let's do a quick talk about Mario. Quick. So I haven't seen. Don't spoil it yet. But you both have seen it. Yeah,
I have not.
you've
I
seen
have.
it.
Yes.
Is it not
Phenomenal.
fantastic?
Yeah.
Everybody's saying like rave reviews on it, and I just can't. I
Which
think I wanna take my
wasn't a
kids there.
thing before it came out. Everybody was like, I know on Reddit,
Yeah, I was
stuff,
shooting
people
on
were
it.
trashing it.
I was trashing it.
Everybody
I
was
that guy.
shooting on the fact that Chris Pratt. How can Chris Pratt be Mario? I'm telling you.
more not
Because he can do anything.
more that it was
Exactly.
more that it was not Martinet.
No, that's not what I got. People were shooting on the fact that
No,
Chris
I'm saying,
Pratt's
I'm
not-
saying for me.
No, I'm talking about people.
Oh,
Chris Pratt took a fourth line character in a sitcom on NBC and made it a headline character by the end of the series.
Yep.
And then got a franchise out of it.
Yep.
The dude can do anything. It's the same thing as like Heath Ledger's Joker. I remember when they announced that and they're like, oh, the guy
Knight's
from 10
Tale?
Things I Hate About You.
The guy
Knight's Tale is so good. And it holds up. It's
not,
really good.
It's
movie.
not to Lance. Hello.
Let's not get started.
Brett says, I'm just glad it wasn't the Saudis that bought WWE.
I can agree. I think we can all agree with that.
Billy says, let's go Rangers. Brett also says, Ethan, my Lily asked me when you and yours were going to join us for a cock hockey.
I just reading that killed me, bro. I was like, what is he talking about?
I didn't realize USC had a hockey team.
Cock hockey.
And they play as cocky.
Yeah.
And they literally play like right down the street from my house. So like yeah,
I'm done.
Yeah.
Cock hockey.
it's a lot of pucking.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Fucking cock hockey.
Mhm.
Swinging cock hockey team.
Yep. Get
Oh.
his tracksuits made.
And he says, and go Canes.
I like the Hurricanes too.
I learned he was not the owner just right now. Talking about Dana White.
Knight's
Knight's Tale is one I can watch every time I see it on. And
There he is.
D'Angelo, oh, it's USC.
All right.
Cock hockey.
You
Hold
up
on.
SC.
No.
Not anymore. That's the thing of the past.
Dude, all right. So I remember as a kid, the first time I saw like a USC score on and it didn't have the Gamecock logo beside it.
Threw
I was
you
like,
off.
What is this? I want to talk about him for a second though. I'm talking about D'Angelo.
Yes, please.
So D'Angelo is one of those guys like I always remember when he came into the school because he was like, can I just come by and see the place before his class started? It was probably like 2 months before his class started. And he was at every class after that, just standing beside the ring, just ready to go. And like the first like maybe 3-4 weeks, he didn't say a word, man. He just stood there and like observed. And like I kept telling him he could have fun and he didn't believe me. And like once he got into class, I don't think I've ever had like such a natural born leader join my school than D'Angelo because he's just, and he coached football too before that. So I feel like that kind of football. You telling me out playing foosball with your friends and I'm here with Steve. I actually
bless Kathy
I made a
Bates.
joke yesterday that I one of my old students tagged me in a thing and it was like a picture of the glacier water and they were like, I bet it's still cold. And, and he was like, man, I wish I could have got this for when you got hurt, buddy. You'd have kept right up out of that ambulance. But
Who was that?
do you remember Funk DeVille? He was in like the first class we had at the school. He lives in Charlotte now, but it was him. Yeah, I'll tell you another a quick tidbit. Anytime I've ever wrestled Drew Adler, we spend the whole match in ring quoting Waterboy back and forth.
And it's amazing.
Yeah. But D'Angelo. So D'Angelo's one of those guys, man, like through class.
Oh, yeah.
What happens a lot is when people do really well, they think they're doing really good, and then something is going to trip them up. They're gonna get hung up on something. They're gonna like not get something immediately or something. They start beating themselves up. And D'Angelo was like literally the glue for his team. I can't tell you how many times I'd walk in or I would watch him take everybody outside and he has a little powwow with them, and then they come back in and it's all cylinders. And that's special. Like it's really special. You don't think so? You don't think D'Angelo's special?
No,
Shaking your head no, and
D'Angelo is very special.
tapping your lips.
And to be able to keep his team together just like that is not something that this drink would do.
And let's not miss the shape D'Angelo's gotten in.
Oh yeah,
Man, he leaned up.
Looks fantastic.
He posted it might have been my wife showed me a picture, and it was him the first day of class standing on the middle rope.
Yep, I saw it.
And I didn't recognize him. I was like, who's that? Why are they in our ring? And I was like, and I had to look at him. I was like, oh, it's D'Angelo. Like
he's probably what, good 50, 60 pounds?
Yeah.
Down?
Yeah, he got really serious, man. And like, he's one of the guys too out of the school that's like, I mean, he's got his calendar's like filling up already.
Did some stuff.
He's marketable.
This is stuff at WWN.
Yeah, he went down to WWN and showed out. And I think, and I'm sure he can correct me on this, but like the match he had down there was like his 4th or 5th match.
Wow.
And he kind of got pulled aside and was like, you're doing great. Because like he was in there with guys that have been doing it 12, 15, 17 years, stuff like that. And just a testament to what we do down here, man. Like he just goes out the gate and they're killing it.
Well, that's a testament also to his coaching and his training. Yeah. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
Star maker.
I say wasn't his first match with PCW? Like, I mean, his first.
So here's what happens. We were doing the tag team tournament for the cup or for the classic this past year, and had a team that had to pull out of it. And they were supposed to face Chip and I in the opening round. And it was like 3 weeks before the show. And for D'Angelo, so I like for the classes to all graduate together. They always have their first match together. So like Moody and Florida Man, their class, like they graduated together and they have a match, and it's just like a showcase of what they can do. Well, with D'Angelo, he had 2 people that were under 18 in his class. So it kind of fell where like I couldn't keep holding him back just because of their age.
Sure.
And so it was like he was going to debut on his own, and it kind of just fell into place. Like him and his old tag partner were like started tagging and training and stuff. And their debut match was in the main against me and Chip.
I was at that show. That's why I just wanted to make sure that was like his first match, because the place went nuts. I mean, the crowd was behind them for that to be his first match. I mean, it was, they were hot.
Here's another thing that happens with that too, man. So like with the students, I'm real big on them being able to do anything. So like anything that has to do with the show, they have to learn how to do it. And a lot of that is concessions, running door, helping people park. So what happens when these guys are ready to graduate, the fans already know who they are because they've ran into them for the last 12 months at shows. And then not to include like his family was there and everything. Like, I mean, people were flying in, like his family was flying in for it and stuff, for him to get beat. And then it was funny though, because like with that tag match, we did the math on it. It was like 43 years of experience. But Chip and I were 41 of it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy.
But to get to kind of go back what you were saying. So, I mean, from the fan side of things, I mean, I had only been to a few PCW shows, but D'Angelo was probably one of the names that I knew the most just from getting there, a little early and getting in and just kind of seeing him and talking to him and stuff.
He'd be one of the first ones to come shake your hand.
Well, and a testament to D'Angelo also is he was always wearing his brand.
Yeah. Yep.
So, I mean, that was that match. I mean, I was fully all the time invested in it, even though it was his first match, just because I had seen him before the show. I mean,
I'll tell you a tidbit. About 3 minutes into that match, Chip got hurt. He had an ankle problem for like a year or two, and he just stepped wrong, and he said he felt the pain go through it. And from that moment, I'm worried about Chip, of course, because I don't want him to make anything worse, because he's got big things coming. And with the guys that I trained, because both guys were from the school and the other team, and for that to be his first match, like literally everything was like on the fly. And we switched everything. The whole match was completely changed. And we ended up going like 24 minutes. Like it was crazy.
Yeah.
But just the fact that he never once like said, oh my God, or had that moment. Like I hate seeing this on shows where guys like they both look like deer in the headlights, and then they both try to kick each other at the same time. It drives me insane.
That's one of those OCD things.
Yep.
Those ADHD things.
Yep.
Catching up, Brino Roy says, "Boys, love you guys.
What are the emojis?
Hearts and hand
I'm so
pounds.
blind, dude.
That dude's sharp looking fellow, bro.
He is, man.
He is.
D'Angelo says, much love to you guys. And Dante says, GNC sponsored athlete D'Angelo.
He is.
So,
Which is crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
he got that like before he started doing matches. Like it's just because like they do all this work putting out promo videos and stuff. Or it's kind of like Eric Academia's in his class. Her branding
That's another one to talk about.
is it's always been she walked in with her character idea and her presence and what she wanted to do. And then her dad has a very interesting character too, and it's them two together is very special. So it's like watching kind of them build these characters in this persona, but like Erica has a following that was huge before she ever graduated. She had a TikTok that got, it was millions of views.
and millions.
And it was her it wasn't even her doing anything. It was her getting hit. And it just blew up on TikTok.
Let's spend a couple minutes on her because I shout her to the mountaintops, man, because like every time I share something about her, I literally say the same thing. I said, this girl is new to the business. I mean, yeah, first year in the business, first full year in the business, and is years, miles ahead.
She's only had 4 matches.
She's exponentially
maybe five.
ahead of people that have been doing it for quote unquote years. These vets,
right there.
like
Eric Academia.
her.
Right here.
I mean, look. I mean, obviously, you see where we put her on the flyer. She's marketable. She knows her character. She's trained extremely well.
Sickman's looking in my soul right now.
So is Elliot Russell.
That flyer is
Elliot fly. Elliot would have been amazing in like the old Wild West.
Got a pretty mouth, boy.
Like he'd be a killer character on like Red Dead. But Erica, man, so
where do you? I mean, obviously she's super talented and marketable and great. The videos, the stuff she puts out is fantastic. She does vlogs that people follow. Where do you think her limit? I mean, where do you see her end up doing?
wherever she wants, man. And that's with all these, like, you're gonna get out of it what you put in. And like if you put in the work, nobody can deny you. Like I remember when like breaking in, it wasn't like, oh, you're gonna get to go do this, you're gonna do this. Like there were big names in the area. No, like when I first started wrestling, like I wrestled in front of no one before. Like we had 0 paid customers at a show. And I wrestled a guy that's in Bullet Club at now. You know what I mean? In front of 0 paid customers.
Chase.
Yeah. And it's like to see stuff like that and then to go, but like these guys are getting the opportunities. They're working in front of packed out houses. And a lot of it has to do with them too, because they're promoting the shows and they're doing all this stuff. And it's like, I think it's just a different era for them coming in than it was for like guys like me. But
Well, I mean,
I love it. Like
got all sorts of tools like social media.
yeah. And
everything
you know,
else,
the goal isn't for them to come out of the Palmetto Wrestling Academy and just like work the circuit. The goal is to get them signed. And then I get my 12%.
Nice.
I'm just kidding.
Nice cut.
15.
But like, you know, that's like the goal, man, is like with Erica, you see what she's doing now and the presence that she has. Like, I wish you guys could have seen her first day she came into my place. She wouldn't say a word. She was this timid little girl. I mean, she was super young. And like, I was hesitant to even train her just because I didn't want to. I didn't think they would make the trip. Honestly.
Haul.
Like 2 hours?
Speak on
It's-
no more than
I
that.
think it's 3 hours one way.
Wow.
And they have been to class, and this is no joke. They've been to class twice a week, every week for 2 years.
And you get people in there that live 10 minutes
Maybe
away that
3.
can't make it.
Maybe 3. And it's just a testament to what they want. And, you know, like it's stuff like that too. Like that's going to make a really good.
It's a testament that they
Story in her book one day.
believe in who was teaching them too.
Yeah. Cause I mean, she passes 5 or 6 schools on the way here. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like,
Wow.
the transformation that I've gotten to see of her is amazing. Like I told this story earlier. Like my little girl goes to sleep with that little wrestle buddy of Erica every night. And I told Erica, like, it was probably like a week ago. I was like, "Do you ever second guess yourself?" And she was like, "I do, but I also have people like you that keep me grounded." And I was like, "Well, don't ever second guess yourself." And I sent her a picture of Lily asleep clutching that doll. Like I tear up thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's, even though Lily's around her all the time, that's a strong connection that you make with humans.
Yeah.
And that is irreplaceable.
Brett says she's legit. My girls are excited to see her this weekend. My little girl is excited.
I think we're all excited, to be honest with you.
Yep. Having a daughter, and I know the three of us can definitely
I can't wait for
attest.
Paisley this year.
All my daughter ever wants to see is the girl wrestlers.
Yeah.
She's like, "Daddy's there going to be girl wrestlers." Watching TV, "Daddy, when's the girl wrestlers coming on?" So, and she's more.
And I'm gonna say this too. So, like, I did an interview about Erica earlier today for the paper.
Hey, good.
Yeah, yep. And when he asked me, he was like, "What's the difference in training a woman and training a man?" And I was like, "Buckle up, cowboy," because there's no difference. And the problem with a lot of wrestling is, I call it darling training. These women want to chase their dreams, and then guys that are running quote unquote wrestling schools, they don't want to teach them what they need to know because they think, oh, they're just girls. Oh, you just need to know how to do this. Here, I'll teach you how to pull their hair. And it's literally like, it's bad.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how many, like I have a couple of females that I help retrain because you have to be good. Like there's a woman that's on AEW right now, and I'll never forget the first time I met her. She looked me dead in the face and she was like, "Ethan, if you try to pull anything while we're wrestling, when we come in the back, I'm going to for real fight you." And I believed every word of it. And I've never done that. I was always taught that, like, if she's on a show and you're working her, you work her just like you do everybody else. There's no difference. Like going to college, you don't get a different degree as a female. So why would we train any differently? Why would we do anything different? Like I want them to succeed. And, it's people like this on my name that are going to help make me, because they're chasing their dreams. But like I'm living mine right now because my goal was always to have a wrestling school and make it better than what was around. And that's what we're doing.
And it's astronomically better than anything around.
Yeah.
Fact.
And I was lucky too, man. Like I went to a bunch of different wrestling schools and learned from different coaches how I wanted to coach. So there's a lot of, there are wrestling schools out there that are really good. And I took from each of them that I went to, and I'd made my own program.
And do you think there's a equal number of ones that are bad, or if not more?
More.
I mean, it's awful.
There's way more. There's way more bad than there is good. And that's not just training, that's wrestling in general.
So these bad ones, are they mostly, because you would know, are they just mostly operated by like these quote unquote vets of the business, these grizzled vets that just think they know it all and are just afraid to change?
They're money grabs. They're more worried about getting money in, getting them through and kicking them out. You can learn it on the road.
Oh, it's awful.
And don't get me wrong, I learned a lot on the road, but I'd much rather have like learned it in the beginning and then learn more on the road.
Right.
And that's kind of like where we're at. Like they go and they learn, like we do student exclusive seminars. So like if guys post that they're having a seminar and it's at a company before a show or something like that, like anybody can come to it. Like you don't know how much experience they got. Like you don't know this and the other. And you might get to a seminar and they do like nothing. They teach you nothing. You sit there and do hip tosses all day. Right. But when these guys come in, thankfully, for the most part, I already know them. They know what I'm doing down here. They know the reputation we have. And they come in and you don't have to worry about any riffraff. And it's literally like they get this one-on-one time with these guys that are traveling all over the world and are the best at what they do to help mold them to be better. And like one of the big ones is Anthony Green. Oh, Anthony Green's one of the smartest professional wrestlers I've ever met. And I met him when he was 16. Wow. My tag team partner and I went to New York for a Beyond Wrestling show, and he was reffing. And everyone was like, they were assholes to him. And it's just like, I hate that. And Elijah and I sat there and we talked to him the whole show. We went to B-Dubs afterwards, this, that, and the other. We left. I ran into him like 3 or 4 years later, and he comes up to me and just hugs me. And I had no clue who he was because he looked completely different. And he's like, "Do you remember me from, we hung out at that show, da-da-da-da-da?" And we've been friends ever since. And then now he's in Japan with one of my students and showing him the ropes. So you never know who's going to like help you out in this, or who's going to be the guys that jump the game.
I didn't realize he was part of he was in New Japan as like a mainstay until
He's in Noah. He's in Pro
Was it?
Wrestling Noah. Yeah, it's Pro Wrestling Noah, but he's a big deal over there.
Yeah. So, I said New Japan. I meant just Japan. Until I saw a post the other day. There was a write up about one of the wrestlers, and he's in a stable.
Good looking guys.
Yeah.
Another one that's really cool right now. There's a guy over there, Saxon Huxley, who was in NXT UK. And there used to be these camps we would do in Charlotte where they would bring in all these coaches, and like you could just pay to come in. You stayed at the hotel. It's 4 days. They did like a Legends convention with it and all this stuff. And I got roomed up with this guy, Saxton, and we hit it off. We've been friends and from that, another testament, like just to be good people. This was in 2013, maybe. And we started a group chat so that we could all communicate while we were there. The group of guys that were hanging out, we still have that chat to this day.
Wow.
But he's over in Noah as well with Sean. So it's just like Sean got like best case scenario.
Yeah.
He's over there and he's got people that look out for him because they love me.
Well,
and then they love him because he's just a good dude.
that's a testament to his character for sure. Yeah.
Without a doubt. And it's just like you never know where this is going to take you. It's such a small world.
And let's Sean Legacy, somebody that was quote unquote trained by one of these quote unquote wrestling schools, ran by one of these quote unquote grizzled vets, and look where it led him. It led him right into the Palmetto Wrestling Academy.
You want me to tell you the turning point for Sean?
I'm trying to think if I would know it.
He came into a class when I first started the school. It was a little after I started.
At the warehouse.
Yep.
Okay.
One class. And I was honest with him. He didn't like that at the time.
Right. I think I remember
He
this.
leaves, like a year and a half go by. He wanted to come back in for another class. And I pulled him outside afterwards. And I was like, listen, you look amazing. You're super athletic, but you suck. And if you want to be good, I can make you good. And we started. So when he came back, he literally told me right then, he was like, I want to be here. And I didn't like, okay, well, we'll fine tune everything. No, he started day one. We went back to roles. And we went from the beginning, ground up, and rebuilt him essentially.
But this is pre like Galaxy's only here. I mean, this is pre anything, any like gimmick he had.
Yeah.
It's I mean, because I think one of the greatest things you teach
My
is
wife
character.
used to bully him in school.
I think I heard that.
Not much has changed.
I think I think that's one of the greatest things you teach. You teach character and character development.
Yeah.
And you're big on it. Just seeing like what people are when they come in, and then who they are when they go out, how they fine tune kind of it, whether it be promo, whether it be gear, whether it be look. I think that's one of the best points at the Palmetto Wrestling Academy.
He looks like a star right now.
He is a star.
He did these shots. He did the shots over there, man. Like he told me today he's doing like some video shoot thing, and I was just like, what a life, man.
He does things where you look at him, you're like, he didn't do.
I was gonna tell you a story earlier. So it tickles me that Sean's from Augusta, Georgia. And I remember he got a job at the Masters, but he was like a groundskeeper for like the actual crew throughout the year. So he's worked there. I think it was like right over a year or whatever. And he gets this offer to go to Japan, and he leaves out the Monday before the Masters. And I was like, so you worked on this place for a whole year just to leave. And then when the tree fell on the 17th, did y'all see that?
Yeah, I saw it.
I sent him a picture immediately, and I was like, boy, are you glad you're in Japan? He's like, that's all I'd be doing is cleaning that up.
He looks like he's living pretty good over there, man.
Dude,
he's 3 months, right?
Dude, yeah. Which is insane. That's like kind of unheard of to like for your first time
To be
going
a
over.
3-month term.
And he got it from a tryout.
I heard he shined.
You want to hear about the tryout real quick? I can give you
Yeah. Facts.
Chip Day sends me a message, and it says that this company in California is doing this tryout for Pro Wrestling Noah. I have seen so many money grabs and stuff come through that doesn't actually have that connection to it that I was very hesitant about it. And then I'm talking to Chip, and Chip's like, I think I'm going to go. I was like, all right. I sent it to Sean. I was like, Sean, I think you should do this. And he said, I'm paying for it right now.
Whoa.
So does that, books his flight, everything, gets to the airport, gets on the plane, sitting right next to Chip. They didn't plan it. Just sitting with Chip.
Wow.
They go out to California. They're in like, I think San Diego. And then they're there's this one story that I love. They went to the beach or something, and they were walking, and Sean just looks down. He's like, dude, there's a dead crow over here. And Chip's like, are you kidding me? And he's like, no, there's like a dead crow right here. And Chip goes, you know what that means? And he's like, no. He's like, they say that like if you come across a dead crow like that, like it's good luck, and whatever you're about to do, like you're gonna succeed. And they get to the building, and they were like the first ones there, and they're like, oh, you guys can get dressed, and then you can just pick who you wrestle. And Sean's like, oh, I'm wrestling Chip Day. So literally, my student wrestled my best friend, and my student got the trip out of it. And the only reason he really, like, he would have gotten something on his own, but Chip is so good that I know he made him look like $1 million. So like we literally have like a little joke.
That was his plan.
Yeah,
that was. I mean, it had to be.
Well, it's not like, I mean, it's not like Chip didn't want it.
Sure,
but Chip knew that like if he did it, like he could at least get Sean. So we have a whole thing about like Dead Crow Crew now, and that's like our whole little thing.
Wow.
But like it's just weird, like those little
That's
bitty
chills,
things
man.
come through, and it just all lines up.
And, and you're big on that. You're big on the universe and synchronicity, and
synchronicity is a big one. Yeah,
that's absolutely amazing.
Real quick, Dante says Chase Owens' first pick Ethan and I ever took was a pick to send Chase because I had on his shirt. Chris Baldwin, Eric Academia's dad.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
And Steve.
Sorry, I can't refrain on that.
Steve.
And D'Angelo says, if y'all stumble across any dead crows, call me.
Well, that wouldn't do any good, man. You got to find a dead crow, right?
This would be the place to do it, man. We are in the middle of nowhere.
Or in the woods. Daily, I have about 8 crows that walk through my yard.
Really?
Are they dead?
No,
not yet.
They walk through my yard.
Well, they're not dead yet.
Yeah. Joke's on you, Elliot. They are dead, but Shane puppeteers them across your yard. He's just like, Elliot, would you like some crows? Jonathan, how you feel about crows?
The movie's
I'm a big Sting fan, so I love crows.
Yeah. That's the thing you associate with?
Both.
This took a turn. I really liked you at dinner. And then
he's a man called Sting.
I love that song.
He's calm and he's fast as a cat. That's the lyrics to that song.
I thought you were about to say he's cool, he's cocky, he's bad.
I like Honky Tonk Man too.
Facts. I love his 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 interviews that he does are hilarious.
Oh, do you like the Honky Tonk Man?
You have to
tread
what?
Tread lightly.
I do.
Oh, tell the story.
I can't. It's too explicit.
No, it's not. This is an explicit show. It's E. E for explicit. Doesn't stand for E for everybody. There's
It stands for E for Ethan Case.
He cracked me one time talking about Shane. You ever heard these? You love shoot promos. You love shoot interviews.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah,
they were pre-podcast. That's what it was. It was just podcasts.
Yeah, and it's just like talking about the Honky Tonk Man. Did you ever hear? He's like, did you ever hear
when he lost Ultimate Warrior? Have you ever heard this story?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
have you heard Honky Tonk tell it?
You have not heard it in the words of Ethan Case.
Maybe not on the shoot interview. I've heard Honky Tonk talk about it.
Honky Tonk was like, Vince came to me and he said, Honky, I need you to put over the Warrior. And I said, Vince, Betty, I'll do whatever you want. And he said, I got with him and we were talking about how he's going to come out there and he's just going to gorilla press me up in the air.
I can hear Honky say this.
And then drop me behind his head. And I said, have you lost your mind? And then I went to Vince and I stomped right in that office and I said, Vince, that guy wants to pick me up above his head and drop me behind him. Drop me behind him. And Vince said, well, pal, that's what I want you to do. And he said, all right, Vince, thank you for paying me. And he walked right out of the office. He said, I went and I did that job. And the whole time he had me in the air, I was just thinking, if this mother drops me.
But the thing is, the press was a no look.
Yeah, I love it.
It was a no look. Like,
oh yeah,
it's not like you were being thrown.
Well, you got to think too, man. So a guy like Honky, he's like,
he's big dude.
He's a worker too, man. So like, he was 7 days a week, twice on Sunday type deal, and watching a guy hurt people,
right?
And then back in that time too, man, if he got hurt, he didn't get paid,
or he was dangerous.
Why would you want to? Like, I don't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like I get that concept of it. But man, honky tonk, listen to that dude talk, man. Like I could listen to him for hours just talk. And I get jealous
He's very
like
intelligent. Like,
I forget about it because like when I broke in, my veteran was Ricky Morton.
right.
Love Ricky. I forget that other people have veterans. I ran into this guy, Dan Barry, one time, and we were talking about, he's like, who's your vet in your area? And I was like, Ricky Morton. I was like, who's yours? He was like, honky tonk man. And I said, my God, you want to just switch houses? I'd love to hang out with honky tonk man. He goes, I do not want to hang out with him.
He is hilarious. He wanted to press me.
Over his head. Sorry, on tangents.
Well, yeah, let's
So how do you feel going into this? Like from an outsider perspective that
Mm.
hasn't been a part of like shows.
Oh, I'm excited. Excited to get the first one underway and just kind of.
Jonathan's been ready for this first one to be over.
Well, I'm not ready for it to be over. I mean, I've enjoyed the journey so far. I'm just ready for, like, because this will be my first,
It's the uncertainty.
like, behind the scene, like
Yeah.
really seeing how it all operates, and I'm just ready to kind of learn from it and then continue to make it better.
You know what you should do? You should get there like
Do not say
when we
wear a
get
suit.
no, when we get there and shadow me for the day.
I'm down for that,
Yeah, it's crazy.
and I might wear a suit. I
am
actually
way-
picked one out today, but
I am way more of a firefighter than I am a wrestler or anything on show days. Like all I do is put out fires. But it's fun, man. Like I mean, seeing that side of it, like I run around nonstop, right? Like Elliot can attest for sure. Like, or Elliot has to come find me 20 times because my ADHD won't allow me to come to Elliot.
But no, that's where I mean, like I said, I'm excited because I've been like I said earlier. I mean, I've been a wrestling fan since I was. I mean, before I can even remember. I mean, I look at pictures and I'm like, man, like I mean, people always have stories of like when they became a wrestling fan. I don't even know, other than my uncle telling me that story. But I wasn't even like I was maybe a year old. I mean, I have pictures when I was 2 or 3 where I have WWE bed sheets and posters, like my whole wall's posters. So I've just always been a wrestling fan. So it's interesting to be on the other side of things.
Yeah,
But I'm just ready to like. I just want the company to continue to grow. So I'm just I'm anxious to get it, like see what like where we can go and how to get there.
That's the thing too. I never had that moment of like, oh, this is what made me a wrestling fan. Like my mom, like the day after I was born, watched NWA in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? Like it's weird fact from that too. That episode, if you look that up, it's the August like 26th
Which song by
episode.
NWA?
So it was like August 26th, and you can look up the old NWA tape. There's an Arn Anderson promo, and he ends it by saying "case closed." And I was like, "That's way too ironic." Yeah, and that's so I never thought to say. I didn't think to say that for years, and I just randomly looked up the NWA TV from the week I was born, and he said that, and I was like, "Dang, that'd be really good for me." So that's why I started saying it. Thanks, Arn.
Pre-Glock.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
33 years before.
Mhm.
That was it's still one of my favorite promos in recent memory.
Oh yeah,
That was
It's a moment.
fantastic. Oh, moments, bro. Big on them. Big on them. Plug the show one more time.
yeah.
Yeah. So one last time, guys. PCW Super Smash Brawl this Saturday, April 15th at the Old Armory Gymnasium, 1034 West DeKalb Street in Camden, South Carolina. VIP admission at 6 o'clock. General admission at 6:30. Bell time at 7. Tickets are still available. If you want to get your tickets before show day, head on over to pcw.ticketspice.com/PCW-super-smash-brawl. It won't be that chopped up next time, I promise you, for tickets. Yeah, so head on over, get your tickets. You'll also be able to get tickets day of the show. But if you want to cut the lines, go for it.
Few front rows still left, very few. So
Yep, very few front rows still left.
It's gonna be packed. Like it's awesome. Like our pre-sales look great. Like I'm so excited, especially like with the new town and everything. Like there's a lot of uncertainty with that. So like you guys have hustled, and it doesn't need to go unappreciated. Like the three of you have really put in work with this. So thank you.
But at the end of the day, too, man, that like going back to PCW when it was just me, going back to PCW when it was Sugars, and now going to PCW where it's us three, it really, I can't. It's a weight off of everybody's shoulders. The fact that you got 3 of us that can literally kind of like do our thing, right? and not just one person bear all the weight. So I'm excited for the present and the future, and I think it's going to be bigger than ever.
Yep.
If pre-sales are a sign of things to come, I think for a show that hasn't been active for 4 months and it's in its first town, exclusively, it's a game changer, man. So I'm thrilled. Couldn't ask for have any better people to do it with.
Got an exciting show. Got some big things coming with PCW and everything. So guys, just keep following us and everything.
Keep supporting.
Absolutely. Hope to see you at the show this Saturday. We appreciate you tuning in. As always, we appreciate our special guest, head trainer of the Palmetto Wrestling Academy and one half of Best of the Rest, Star Maker Ethan Case.
Can I say one thing before we leave?
Sure.
Over the music, leave the music on. Will you just listen to Jeff Jarrett's podcast and let's see where it goes?
Episode 1.
Just start episode 1. Just listen to a couple. Give me a 4-episode commitment. It's an easy listen. Jeff's a great talker. Probably the best ever.
I got a lot of driving, so I can do that.
All right. I come back on here
Next week.
next week. We're going to talk about trans, man. You live out here, bro.
Guys, as always, we appreciate you tuning in.
I could probably do 4 episodes. Yes.
We appreciate you tuning in. I'm Elliot.
I'm Shane.
And I'm Jonathan.
And joining us tonight was
Me.
Ethan Case. This has been a Lowdown Popcast. And as always, guys, let's keep it popping.